What happened? There's more bad news?
I do have some more bad news for you. Your old friend iDubbbz just released a video.
Yeah.
It's about you.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. No, it can't be. It actually can't be. Holy f, dude.
It sure is.
Oh my God. This guy went from saying he didn't want to get involved to supporting people calling CPS, like associating with people calling CPS my family. An atmosphere where someone like Bad Empanada is being platformed by people like Matt Lieb and...
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Now, I haven't seen this video. I skipped around checking some timestamps and stuff to see anything funny that might have popped up. I saw Frogan in here, which is awesome. That was fantastic. I was very ready for that. But you're getting my raw reaction on this. This has just been a tremendous internet moment, I think, for everybody. The last time Content Cop has released was the Rice Gum one, and that was in 2017, before I started making content. That's how hype this video is for me, at least. I remember watching this shit in high school, so I'm very, very ready. I am so fucking ready to tear this to pieces.
In our defense, like, actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such...
By the way, it is funny that, like, did he shave his head specifically to call out the... I'm sorry! I'm sorry, bad faith alert! Bad faith alert, that was a joke!
Dog is maybe too far, because they have mobilized such an insane...
I'm just saying, dude, you're gonna look like a skinhead for this video? This is the video you've chosen to look like a skinhead for?
Harassment group that anybody who says any fucking thing...
By the way, Code DeOrio on the Fortnite Adam
to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people.
What we do here is go back.
Dude, I'm gonna full screen the intro. This is just, it's nostalgic. It's nostalgic. It's exactly the way I would expect it. But with like the tattoos, dude, the tattoos are so bad. I have to talk about his tattoos and his wife's tattoos every time they show up on the screen. It really looks like they went to a middle school and they just gave them Sharpies and let them go to town. They should sue whoever did this to them. This is Conor McGregor on Wish. Look at his chest. Bro, why have you done this? Like, dude, I understand the self-flagellation to a point, but you didn't have to, like, physically harm your body with these disgusting tattoos. Whoever did this should probably get, like, charged. Yeah, it's weird. I don't see Chad or Max in this one. How come Chad's not in the intro? Was Chad not in Creators for Palestine? Was that, did he not get the invite?
What's up,
oh
everybody?
No, dude. Oh God.
I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from a cloudy day here in California, Los Angeles. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day.
This guy will go to any lengths not to watch the content nuke. He will appear in competing videos, but not watch the actual. Oh,
have
dude,
a very
that's crazy.
Important announcement. I finally done it. I watched Ethan Klein's content nuke, and I'm not going to call it context puke as I normally do, because the reality of the matter is it was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist fundamentalist.
He couldn't even do a second take of this either.
Radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly,
this looks like a bad cameo that you paid Chris Hansen to do.
Ethan is more attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything. including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know?
There was like a solid minute of aura, and it's just raped. It's over.
Know everything. How?
He couldn't even do. He's reading the script right now.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Am I alive right now? Am I sleeping? Is this real life? This actually does feel like a fever dream.
Wake up, Ethan.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling
Dude, is Bad Empanada gonna be in this too?
you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up. Wake up. Seems anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
I mean, they are very musical people. Oh, I shouldn't have said that when SeanDaBlack was like, he's gonna have a problem with that. No, I was talking about the rest of them.
Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not gonna do a react content yet, chat.
I'm listening to Jobar's story. Wake up, Ethan.
Yummy, I love Sabra hummus.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
Wake up.
Wake up, Ethan.
Well, I guess the Mr. Beast people got what they wanted. Dude, what the fuck is this? What the fuck was that, bro? He's joined the Legion of the Raped. Like, dude, this is nuts! I gotta say, dude, Frogan is gonna be she's gonna be like a 600 viewer Andy for like the third time in her career probably this week.
All right.
Then it's back to 38 viewers.
Right. I didn't plan on making a content cop on H3. It sounds very stupid even saying that. H3 content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hasan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016,
Wait, why did he take the cop outfit off? Wait, is he not in the cop outfit for the rest of the video? Oh fuck, he tricked us! It's another shitty BreadTube video! No way! Are you fucking kidding me? The bait and switch, dude. Zero aura.
stupid even saying that. H3 content cop, iDubbbz. Ethan Klein's out of control. And then you should do a content cop on Hasan Piker. Content cop on Sargon of Akkad. If I would imagine this in 2016, I would have been like,
fucking scammed, dude.
oh yeah, if I ever do that, it's gotta be because I lose the plot. Well, it turns out it's not me losing the plot, it's Ethan. He's the one who fucking attacked first.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
All right, guys, I'm gonna tell you a story.
I feel like this is like a reasonable request for them to say something. Am I fucking insane here? Dude, were calling CPS on his house. And he's just like, and then iDubbbz and Anissa's editor was saying a bunch of shit like about his fucking parenting, right? I think it's reasonable to ask them to clear that up, considering it's their editor. Someone who they were actively still friends with, though.
Story about Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but there's a lot of people who might not be familiar.
Like, what, is he not going to talk about the editor thing because you guys are friends? I mean, so, what is friendship? Dude, people are saying we have a lot of problems over here in the commentary community. Imagine if your friend of 8 years who's met your children went and did this.
Familiar with the background, with his podcast, with what's been going on over the past couple of years. So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hasan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences.
Am I crazy? Are those his two shows? Did he name like both of them? Or has he done another podcast with like another... And would he deem Hasan to even be controversial?
His podcast with Hasan, Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right-wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
Oh, that's 100 shavers, you trans women. I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to reckon with a very serious topic. I would say that Hasan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Dude, oh my god. I don't know what brainworm is just operating illegally right now in California. How could you possibly call Hasan Piker equipped to talk about anything political ever? I mean, you actually have to be fucking stupid.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank.
I mean, I understand this is coming from someone who learned empathy after the age of 30. God help me, there's still time for me. But like, is this baby's first political lesson?
Are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
Well, the dance he invented was so kick-ass.
Israeli settlers are trying to evict Palestinian families in occupied East Jerusalem. The United Nations says that may
Dude, they've done it again. They've tricked me into watching another Israel-Palestine
be
video.
a war crime. It literally
I have learned nothing. Everything I've learned is against my will, dude. They've tricked me yet again.
is.
I was just eating the toppings, and the pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn victims.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole...
Speaking of burn victims, I still can't remember that guy's name. I feel like it's going to come up in this video. I still can't remember that guy's name. His whole thing was like, remember me, I'm going to burn myself alive. And I cannot fucking remember his name.
Time is more of the goof guy. And that's fine, you know.
Bushnell, Aaron Bushnell, that's his name.
We don't expect Ethan to be...
Viva la Aaron Bushnell.
...an expert on the topic.
Wait, I don't think that was right either.
Ethan was obviously caught in this tricky situation where he is...
This is so cooked.
...extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and what's happening to them. His wife's Israeli. She served in the IDF. He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy. They follow Hasan. Hasan is...
Dude, I love the framing for this. So, Hila Klein served in Israel, doesn't mention the fact that, like, it's mandatory service and was forced to do so, like against her will. And then it's like, well, they're very pro-Israel because Ethan's Israeli and Ethan's wife served or whatever. And then they're around a lot of smart people who understand politics really well because of Hasan's audience. Yeah, so they're stupid and biased, but then when they were around a bunch of smart people, then it became a problem. Holy shit.
...of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are
clearly geniuses. They're out of their league, dude.
Politically...
in intellect. Rick and Morty viewers.
...savvy. They follow Hasan. Hasan is strictly a political streamer. So this is something they're very... keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're gonna call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years.
Wait, what's wrong with that clip? From the river to the sea. That's the whole thing. That's all of it. That's what that means. Yes. Wait, what? What the fuck was that clip? You gotta watch the context. We're gonna go watch H3H3 after this. I wanted to give the video time on its own. And it'll be like, it's a separate section. I wanted to make sure we didn't watch Ethan watch the video. I don't need his help to watch it.
Increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that. When you listen to Hasan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it like it's some super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online, progressive content creators, Hasan, all of these different...
And everyone do the same thing that the TikToker was showing the other day. They'll show the clip of Hila Klein, and I imagine he's going to, if he references it again, identify that they quickly apologize for that position and explained why they had that position, and then move forward, right? Or are we not gonna? I assume that's going to happen at some point.
people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get
It's such an easy clip to pull up, but such a bad faith thing to leave without context.
in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits, and everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Millhouse, fucking dork.
Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking. And I'll say it, and I'll.
Wait, is iDubbbz going at people for being, like, insulting in his videos? What, has he taken enough lashings that he thinks that he can do that? Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious right now? This guy's been on enough black influencer podcasts talking about how racist he was that now all of a sudden he can start making insults again? Are you going after people for insults now?
Double down on it. And people. Oh, no.
No,
Did I not go
no.
there?
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me.
What is burning bridges with people? Was Denims ever friends with Ethan Klein? Dude, the bridge with Frogan burned because she was tweeting out insane shit on October fucking 7th, dude. And then Ethan, like, silently unfollowed her, and she made it a massive public issue, dude. Yes, I said it, a massive public issue. I'll give you what you want.
And you know what else is massive?
Like, he broke a bridge with Hasan Piker. The rest of these are, like, nothing. Less
Ethan
than
and
nothing.
Hasan's falling out. I've been keeping to myself mostly. I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things.
Dude, to fucking guys, I will continue to make videos. I will continue attacking you. I will not be friends with you, Ethan, until you go to therapy. All right? What do you have, a creator code? If I use code iDubbbz at BetterHelp, do I get like a fucking subscription?
Eventually, he'll find peace, and we can like
You have to go to therapy with therapy with me and my Californian wife, okay? And only then, when Dr. Shitburger tells you that you're mentally stable, can we resume our friendship.
Kindle our friendship. So that's been
what an insane ultimatum.
My approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hasan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this tweet. Stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil. And
Wait, that's not a real statement, right? I found a way that we could settle this. You guys could punch each other in the face. Like that sounds like a joke, right? Was it like a legitimate suggestion?
Hasan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this tweet. Stupid. It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like this guy is evil and he's doing antisemitism. And also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that, but fucking sometimes you gotta just throw.
Dr. Lipschitz, was that the one from? That's the one from Suits, right? I've been watching that show. That name, that's dude.
Something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. And one of those circles is an H3 fan. He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like.
No, dude! Froggy Tonics is a fallen fan!
Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, you know?
Ethan Klein, do you really think putting yourself and your crew and your audience in a semantic competition over a petty-year-old I'm right and you're wrong obsession you can't get over is the right strategy? Stop tormenting yourself. Listen to Hasan.
No, like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings or two bird feathers.
By the way, I said it before, I'll say it again. Every single Hasan fan should be actively purged. There should be like a fucking like investigation by the moderators to find out which little sleeper cells are left in the Discord server. And anybody who has a problem with that, they're literally worth absolutely nothing as a viewer. Like, you should actively want to take less money on your videos than keep a Hasan fan fed. I'm gonna be real with you. And by fed, I mean content, of course. I feel absolutely nothing when people are like, oh, I was a former fan or whatever. Bye.
Colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit.
Willie Mac Show, I'm just saying, if people were calling CPS or swatting my house, I would want Nick to say that's bad. Yeah, but what if, Willie, what if it was, okay, Smaggle, who was either swatting you or calling CPS on your house, okay? What if it was Smaggle? Like Smaggle's firing off a shitload of tweets, obviously my Discord moderator and chat moderator Smaggle, all right? And then I'm just like, yeah, sorry, I just don't co-sign it, but I'm not going to say anything publicly about it, even though, like, I've known you, Willie, for years. That's what it's more like.
He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point, discovers that iDubbbz' former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be...
No, he's not going to say it's from Destiny's subreddit. I might get up and walk out of the room if he says it came from Destiny's subreddit.
Very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to upset himself with.
Wait, I'm sorry, wait. He just showed where he got it from. It's from H3H3 subreddit. Yeah, he's not scrolling through 50 Hitler memes to find Froggy Tonic's tweet. It's in his own subreddit. What is this argument?
But no one's asking the question, where does...
I don't have to. You showed me. You put it on the screen. Dude, are you not working with your editor? What did Froggy Tonic do here? Ian, coordinate this.
Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering this content by scrolling through Twitter looking for something to...
Is this what you and your wife do? Do you and your wife name search yourselves and look up every tweet about you?
Set himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information.
It's not employees, bro. It's his own subreddit.
And that would be horrible. They shouldn't be doing that. They should be sending you things that are entertaining for your show.
Your employee should send you nothing but cat pictures, and if they don't, then it's harassment.
Oh, that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much work being put into discovering this guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no...
Wait, are you trying to say that Ethan, had a sock account and posted on his own subreddit so then he could then bring it up on... What's happening? What's going on, dude?
Work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place?
Icarus drowned.
If
Thank you for identifying.
Do a little bit of research. It seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before.
Oh no, dude. Oh my god, I was right. Icarus Drowned is a lifelong Destiny fan who deleted his post history. Oh my god, this is so raped. This is so fucking... Oh my god, dude. Wait, why does he think the Destiny fans that agree with Ethan would be doing it to make Ethan crash out? What is the logic trail behind this?
Seems like...
Is he leaking?
It's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out. One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its
Who
history.
cares, dude? You can go on Destiny's subreddit. He might have did some really fucked up stuff with the girl. If you want to find out about the stuff that he did with the girl, all right, and distributed his shit, you can watch the fucking 15 videos I posted on my YouTube channel. That does not discredit the fact that if you go to his subreddit, there's about 5 years of really good Hasan clips that you could access that are all valid. They're not retroactively invalidated, okay, because Destiny is a bad guy now. Okay, that's not how it works. I'm sorry. Even if a guy comes from a community of shitty people, unfortunately, if they've got clips of something or screenshots of something, of you saying something or somebody else saying something, I mean, what are we supposed to fucking do here? Are we invalidating it because, a bad guy said it?
And it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges. This is within Ethan's own community. This is the thing that he needs to be critical of. It's not me.
Hey! Guys, I know there are people in here from Destiny's community, all right? Stop sending me good things that I can show on my stream. Fuck you, all right? I need to be more critical of this. Stop telling me that all of my friends are snakes. Stop sending me clips of all of my enemies crashing out. Fuck you guys for giving me these fucking clips that I can pull up on my stream.
So yes, I am willing to admit that my former editor was being very nasty.
Oh, okay, so it ended up being fucking legit. So then what's the problem?
Uncharitable and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila.
Did you leave out the fact that while this was happening, you were recently your wife was recently liking that that person's tweets, implying it's not just a former editor and it's like actively someone you guys engage with.
On Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Wait. Yes. No. Wait. What?
Podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terrorist supporter.
Yes. Yes, he is a terrorist supporter. That is what someone does when they bring a terrorist on their stream. Yes.
Supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
Now I'm going
Okay, well, he's probably not a pedophile.
to watch.
All right, that was fair.
And respond to the two podcast streams.
Also, Mika's rhetoric is a gnarly thing to show on screen.
Where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
That was a
Anyway,
joke.
this guy
Yeah,
was
I
saying
know it was
shit
a joke. I know it was a joke, but Ethan makes that joke a lot, and I think Dan kind of slowed him down on it. The thing is, right? It's difficult to make that joke clearly and consistently when your whole argument is that he takes like 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 22-year-old titty streamers, and it's like the only thing that he looks at, to the point where like when he pulls out his company phone, it's just all like titty streamers. I don't know. I feel like it's a risky boy joke, and that, like, that's gonna come up in videos like this.
Like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on.
No CPS mention? Yeah, of course not.
Like she's at like a.
Because the segment wouldn't flow well if you explained why he was so mad in many of these moments.
IDF baby killer, all this types of shit, and that's showing up right up on us Nisa's and iDubbbz feed. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
You don't know what's on my feed. What the fuck is happening?
You just told us that these tweets are on your feed and that you've been reading them and occasionally you agree with them. Wait, I didn't know that, but then you told me. So like, what?
For all you know,
Also, I mean, like, I think we all knew this was coming when, like, Ian and Anissa were cheerleading Keffels. Do you guys remember that? Like, in the clip where they're, like, doing the self-flagellation, we didn't make enough money at our charity thing, they stopped their charity stream to tell everybody that Keffels had made a joke about me on Twitter, okay? You know, the same Keffels that went on to, like, had already siphoned $100,000 from trans people on Twitter for a lawsuit that never materialized? Remember that? When they took, like, a community that needs, funding to get people out of dangerous areas, right? A community that needs funding to fund major surgeries, right? Keffels stole that money from a bunch of fucking trans people, and then they're like, woo, wow, this person's so great, they're exposing Nick DeOrio on Twitter. Who the fuck am I?
only use the For You tab. For all you know...
So yeah, I'm not surprised that fucking Ian's gonna align himself with Bad Empanada by association with people who promote his content fairly regularly. I'm not surprised at all, because he's already in bed with terrible fucking people.
I only use lists. For all you know, I'm seeing these things tweeted out by my editor of a year and a half ago and saying, God, that is nasty.
Wait, dude, that's so fucking true. Except the fact that you told us that some of the tweets that you actually agree with him. So, like, thank you for, I guess, giving... Like, he didn't specify the issues he had with the other ones. He's like, yeah, I guess they tweeted some other stuff and, like, some stuff about, like, them killing their dog. But, like, occasionally I see this guy's tweets and they're great.
It's not gonna throw someone away.
Nick, you're not 30. You don't understand empathy yet, dude. I got 2 more years to figure out my shit, and then I could be a leftist too.
They're having a parasocial weird moment. Just like I'm not going to throw Ethan Klein away because he's having a parasocial weird crash out.
Oh my god, my brain is shattering. I've just figured it out. I think I've come to the end of the stream conclusion too soon. We're only an hour in. I figured it out. So, a couple of years ago, Ethan Klein decided that he didn't want to make edgy content anymore because he felt bad that some of his videos were being, like, used alongside anti-SJWs during, like, the 2016 election. You know, he was making stuff like the, what was it? This person is sexually harassing me, right? Like the feminism woke fucking video or whatever. I don't think woke was really a term that was used back then, but that was kind of what he was doing, right? That was just kind of what people made back then, though. It wasn't, like, intentionally. I don't think Ethan was ever right-wing as much as he was, you know, doing the current trend, or the humongous video, right? So, when Ethan Klein decided, hey, I'm gonna like be more political now. I want to speak my mind. I want to talk about things that matter to me. And it was clear that he's a liberal and he probably could get pushed a little further. All of these people adopted him. All right. They brought him on podcasts. They chatted with him. They befriended him. He became an ally to all these people for years, up until the day he criticized Hasan Piker, and then his membership card ran out. So they've replaced him with iDubbbz, someone who also made a shitload of edgy content in the past, somebody who's also wiring himself to agree with like all the stuff that these people are saying, and they will throw him away the same if he ever contradicts anything that these people say. It's so fucking obvious what's happening here. They've got a new avatar. They found another commentary YouTuber throwaway that they can come and latch onto. It's like H3H3 Model 2. And if this guy ever grows a spine and criticizes anything, they'll start pulling up the iDubbbz 10-minute N-word compilation. They'll start criticizing. They'll talk about his failed charity event. Oh, nothing will be sacred. It will be fucking hilarious when this happens to him.
How many women I fucked? Hasan, by the way, 1,000.
Oh, people are saying that won't happen. Bro, you guys said that wouldn't happen with Ethan. And then Ethan found one issue he was passionate on and broke away from Hasan and all his friends. So don't say never, because it could very well happen.
Yeah, thousands. Let me ask Galia. These shoes...
All it takes is one issue that you care about, that these people disagree with, then you're crazy, then you're unhinged, then you're freaking out, then your pain is no longer justified, then the things that happen to you aren't really happening, they're all in your head, and all this stuff that you've been doing for this entire time has been like against the narrative that you set out to be the person that you wanted to be, and oh my god, it'll be glorious when it happens to him.
Not go. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Hasan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex.
Watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, how does he know I'm watching already?
Because you've been talking about it for the last 5 minutes.
It's not a fucking petty beef. It's like, this guy is evil and he's doing anti-Semitism. These shoes do not go. I'm sorry.
There are many people, I'm sure, who have unfollowed you for the things that you have said and done. And I'm sure there are even more people who have stayed following you because they don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They don't want to throw someone away.
You're a cowardly fucking pussy if you keep following someone that you don't like anymore, specifically because you're afraid they're gonna take it offensively. Like, wait, dude, how pathetic are you? You're worried about the discourse of unfollowing someone you don't agree with on Twitter anymore? And you're making a YouTube video criticizing somebody? This is so fucking weird.
Some hard moments. We're all fucking human.
My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up. You know why? Because they'll get murdered.
No, because they're compromised. That's what you didn't understand. They're absolutely fucking compromised, and they think they think the bad side is right, Ethan. That's why you don't ask for their help.
And what you're saying to me is that I'm a bad friend, and I'm a piece of shit. I'm spineless. I'm cowardly because I am following someone on Twitter.
Because they have mobilized.
No, okay, it's because CPS went to Ethan's house and your fucking editor is tweeting about like how their fucking kids are being abused or whatever, right? Was that what it was? And then talking about how their fucking dog is like dying from cheese overdose, okay? And all they probably wanted from you was for you to turn around and go, hey, listen, I've been to the Klein house. There's no shit all over the floors. It's actually a very clean environment. And that tells me one of two things if you're not willing to do that. One, Ethan's house is disgusting, full of shit and garbage. Or two, you're so politically raped that you can't help your friend of like, 8 to 10 years? Like a decade of friendship with this guy? You can't turn around and say, hey, maybe he's not as bad of a dad as you've portrayed him. You don't have to make a huge take on Israel-Palestine. You could just say, my friend's not a terrible dad. That's all you had to do.
Such an insane harassment group. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people harassing me and everyone in my life. It's that people outside of this group, journalists, creators, are actively participating in this gaslighting to make it seem like
And now, in response to this rant by Ethan, you chose to then actively participate in this gaslight. So you're playing a clip of him explaining why you're a coward, and then you're just validating his take.
I'm fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't know what he's getting at here. Like, yeah, people are gaslighting you. A lot of people gaslit me when I apologized. That was actually like the #1 type of harassment I got, was people gaslighting me and taking my newfound woke ideology to its extreme.
I probably done and stood by iDubbbz and Anissa more than any.
And again, go back to that video. Didn't iDubbbz spend like a huge portion of his like sex worker video talking about how he's okay when people jack off to his girlfriend? Didn't he spend a huge portion of that fighting with some random guy on Twitter in the video? I could have sworn he just picked like a rabbit out of the hat to decide like, this is going to be the guy that I single out. It was just some random shitter. Bad unboxing, 100% women. Harsh reality of Creator Clash 2. Oh, that's a great one. I miss the old iDubbbz. Is this the one where he talks about sex work? Where's the one where he's like, I don't care if people jack off to my girlfriend? No, it's not this one. It's... You're hiding from me? No. Oh, it's the... Yeah, sex workers. iDubbbz complains. He spends like a huge portion of this video fighting with like... Where is he? Yeah. This Edward guy.
Cool. But now that iDubbbz is a simp, now he's gonna go in full baby Wawa mode. No, shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. You don't get to haha funny yourself out of this one. You're a simp. You act all edgy and cool.
Or no, is it this guy?
That was cool to you. It's because he's a hypocrite. He makes content cop and targets people.
Dude, I think this is just gaslighting. This guy scrolled Twitter to find a reason to like... Maybe that wasn't the guy. I don't know. I remember it from being in this video. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, he's just scrolling through Twitter looking for people to get mad at.
Let me have my hope, all right?
Like, I don't know how he gets to talk on this. Ooh, go back. There we go.
I've stood by them when all the internet hated them.
I don't like that Ethan brought this up because it makes the relationship feel very transactional. Like, you know, we're just meant to support each other online despite our own personal morals or principles.
But I'll say this, I don't think they're fucking any friends of mine. And certainly I don't think they're any fucking friends of mine based on the text conversation I had with them too before I even talked.
Wait, hold on. We're at 1424. Can we go back? Where is the stuff where they're talking about the subreddit? Smaggle just sent me something really controversial. Let me see this. Icarus Drowned is a lifelong Destiny fan who deleted his post history. Are they talking... Is that not... I thought there was a different guy named Icarus Drowned. Are they talking about the Icarus Bath guy? Like the moderator, Icarus Bath? I follow this guy on Twitter. I don't think that's him. I thought he has an account by his own name.
Before. This account has...
Do we know that Icarus Drowned and Icarus Bath are two different people? Because I know the Icarus Bath guy. Because the Icarus Bath guy is like a very active DGGer. To the point where I thought he was kind of sweeping, personally. I don't know if it's the same guy, but it might just be completely wrong. Icarus Bath is different? That's funny, dude.
I had with them.
Icarus just donated? Where? Did I miss it? Reynolds. I don't know.
Before I even talked about it.
I'll see it later.
I have nothing. I don't need any.
So is that whole part just wrong? Wait, are you kidding?
Friends, man.
I thought the text conversation that I had with him was very empathetic.
Icarus. Oh, I see it. Icarus. I'm Icarus Drowned. I am not a Destiny fan. They linked to some other dude with Icarus in his username. Well, I don't know for a fact if the Icarus guy in chat is the same one, but I think it's reasonable to now question if he just got that point completely wrong in the video. Because I know the Icarus Bath guy, and I didn't know that he used an account that wasn't his.
Basically just said, like, I know you and Hila are experiencing a ton of harassment, and I essentially empathize with that, and I think there's something positive to get out of the conversation. But he refused to talk on the phone unless I was willing to publicly say something about my former editor and Denims.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a rational thing to be upset about. I don't know. This is like... I can't say could have been resolved privately, because obviously they didn't want to have the conversation. But this is just such an embarrassing thing to make the video about.
Much as you don't want halfway friends, I also don't want that kind of halfway friend. I don't want someone who's going to give me like an ultimatum to have a conversation.
Could you not say something when this is like...
So anyways, I'm going to spend a month of my life making a video on him just to tell him how I feel about it? Like, dude, this is psychotic.
Imagine like one of you guys is like, Hasan actually wants to go to Israel.
Here's the reality of the situation that I would say is probably a good criticism of Ethan, I guess. Maybe. You can't expect any of these people to do anything for you online ever. Even if you're a good guy to these people, I've done this with so many people I've used to interact with. Even if you go out of your way to help certain people or go out of your way to like do something nice that you didn't have to do for people online. At the end of the day, these are all YouTubers. You're never getting that back. You shouldn't do something with like getting something back in return in mind. And even if that's not the case, you shouldn't expect people that you've done nice things for to give a fuck about you, because all of these people are just like malicious maniacs.
Go to God so
Hey,
he can
thank you for the
strangle
20
Israeli
gifted.
babies. Or some shit like that. I'd be like, you imagine me not saying something.
You're trying to make a one-to-one comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees who...
Wait, okay, so hold on, one more time.
Is not in comparison where there isn't one. This guy that I follow on Twitter is not in the same relationship as you and one of your current employees.
Then why did you pick him over Ethan? Why not just make the easy disavowal and say like, hey, obviously we don't support the guy who like our former employee or whatever, who used to work with us, who's now saying that Ethan's like a terrible dad right after CPS or right before CPS was called on his family, and saying that like he killed his dog with cheese. If it's such like an easy thing to do, why not just say that then?
Who is streaming with you 3 days
Because you've clearly picked this person over your friend of 10 years instead of just doing the right thing.
Week, 3 hours a day for the past 10 years. At one point during this stream, Ethan and Hila bring up Adam McIntyre. Now, Adam does basically the same thing as my former editor. He's critical of Ethan and Hila.
Adam McIntyre acts like Ethan and Hila have like had a significantly worse effect on his life than Colleen Ballinger did. Like, dude, show me where on the doll that Ethan and Hila have touched you, Adam. Like, it's actually so fucking crazy how much of a perpetual victim that fucking loser keeps being.
And he is sometimes uncharitable and nasty towards them.
Adam McIntyre needs to just like disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like the spawn of Satan. He was supposedly on our side. I would never even co-sign that. I was disgusted by that statement too. I remember when he called her kid the spawn of Satan.
I never said anything
and
like
I was
that.
supposed to be like cheering on, but I wasn't going to cheer that on. That's disgusting.
Why do you forget that he called her children, which is something we would never do, the spawn of Satan?
It's disgusting.
Is there like
a piece of shit of a human?
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
Is he like putting the halo over his head to make this sound unreasonable? Dude, I am so lost. What am I watching right now?
Unfortunately, they never made...
Wait, there's no contradictory clip? We were just watching that because that was supposed to be the punchline? I was supposed to see that, and that was supposed to elicit the reaction. I thought there was like a second clip coming after that.
His statement. They never said that they disagree with his statements about Trisha's baby until it's useful.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Like, what is it, 3 years later? Like, I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time, and that there was some amount of pressure or...
But did Trisha reach out and say, hey, you're like friends with Adam McIntyre, and like... Adam McIntyre saying this horrible dog shit about my fucking... And again, I don't even think... In 2022, I don't think Ethan's even friendly or on speaking terms with Trisha. Trisha had already come through like a fucking hurricane, stole Hila Klein's husband, blew up the family dynamic, and then went off and got herself impregnated. At this point, I'm pretty sure like two members of the British royal family were dead. Were they even... How is this context similar?
Like, what is it?
Husband, yeah.
3 years
It's not
later?
even remotely
Like,
comparable.
I mean, you're talking about it like you were aware of it at the time and that there was some amount
Yeah, like Trisha couldn't even reach out to be Ethan in that situation because I doubt they were even on speaking terms when it happened.
of pressure or
Heal his brother? Oh, did I just incest momented.
enthusiasm.
Destiny again, dude! Destiny is back! And he's once again the major fucking player here. Did you hear that guy? He just referenced incest on the stream. That's obviously a reference to Destiny, the main culprit behind this harassment.
For you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
No, I don't think that's identical. Like, I'm pretty sure in the clip, if we go back to hear it again, what does Hila say?
Disappear. That guy is a piece of shit, like, of the lowest order. I never even stood by him when he talked bad about Trisha having a kid and called him like...
The implication of I never stood bad when he started talking shit about Trisha is that they're not friends with Trisha. They're aligning on the issue of not liking Trisha, but their disconnect is the fact that they don't like the methods Adam chose to use. I understand that Ian now comes from the community of no bad targets. No bad tactics, only bad targets. But, like, I feel like you can just watch your clip and understand why this argument is not a one-to-one.
Or enthusiasm for you to get down with that. And what it sounds like to me is that you did see it at the time and you were like, ooh, I don't like that. And you didn't endorse it and you didn't fuck with it. Huh. It's almost like that is a fucking identical situation to me.
Huh, you know, dude, like, how come Ian didn't turn around and say, you know, I really think it's horrible that the Kino Casino got swatted. And, like, I don't know, dude. I don't even know if they have been, but that's just that's what this is, dude. That's why has Anissa Jomha not said anything about the Kino Casino getting in? I don't know.
It's just incredible who ends up being the good guys in this story. You know, it's really something.
The house
so yeah, the
always
reason I'm
wins,
bringing
yeah.
this up is because they're trying to like paint themselves as the good guys, and they're saying like, yeah,
they are.
We strongly disavow things that are said, even about our enemies. We are the most.
This is the content cop Rust coming off. By the third quarter of this video, he'll be dropping bangers.
Immoral people on the internet, unlike Ian and Anissa, who are fucking keeping to themselves. Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
What a fucking asshole for putting you in that position, Olivia. You're friends with him. And you don't have to say anything, but like, what a fucking piece of shit. What a bad friend to put you in that position just for some fucking clout.
Wait,
it gets
what?
people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit, okay? Olivia did not do anything. And
I want the pass. Do I have to be an employee to get that treatment? Because then you'll just see me as an ally?
I feel like he's just completely
Or is
missed the context of this clip, and he's just running for it. Wait, and Olivia's not even really a public figure. She's like a podcast co-host, right? I guess she streams now, maybe? Yeah, maybe she is a public figure. I don't know. But are we really treating her as like an equal with like Ethan and Adam?
Because Ethan is afraid
she's public, but
wrongful...
she's public, but she's kind of far from being an independent content creator at the level that these people are playing.
Termination accusations and lawsuits.
And also, I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking...
And it's so ironic he's saying this, because he chose to make this video and then let, like, Lena and AB, people who have fought or are fighting on Creator Clash, know after the video was released. So they're live. AB and Lena were live on stream when they found out that their boss is now feuding with the guy whose boxing promotion they're supposed to fight for in 2 fucking months. That's insane.
Thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in...
Like, you're standing his employees while you're fucking over other employees. It's so crazy.
This whole thing.
Why wouldn't you wait? Dude, he said this on stream today. I heard it briefly. Why wouldn't you just wait till after Creator Clash? Like who cares about AB in this case? Sorry. I mean, like, AB isn't fighting on this one, but like Lena has to fight for you and has to go meet you in fucking Florida in 2 months. Why not just wait?
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him? Which is total bullshit.
But
are you doing this for promo? What's
Ethan and
happening?
Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to confront my boss. It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not like my...
Dude, if they don't agree with him, they don't have to be on the stream. They talk about this stuff. Like, they have positions. You don't have to just, like, gaslight them into all being these, like, I don't know, these closeted victims who won't tell you how much they want to get away from him.
My favorite
This is so weird.
segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh, yeah. And our other good friends.
Like, they're all open about their positions on this. You don't have to, like, prescribe the one that fits your ideology to them.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times, because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course I was going to stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish.
Oh, shit, dude! Holy fuck, dude! Well, I'm half Sicilian, so I can say...
For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been...
No!
...been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of...
I don't know if you know this, but my wife is 15% Norwegian, okay?
...oppression and attacks from the IDF. So... Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out.
You're saying is your fucking girlfriend is biased. Okay, if you want to say that Ethan is biased, then why are you like, well, actually, my girlfriend is just as biased as you?
Out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not gonna fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans. Do we have that one?
I mean, like, just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that
Oh my god, we're playing it a second time. You're gonna give the context now, though, Ethan. I'm here. Ian, give me the context. Fill it in my veins, dude.
people are pissed about.
He looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No.
What? So
guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
He looked mean.
So then they put the screenshot up.
I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us.
Is that it? Is that it? We're just gonna... all right, so we only have so many clips of these guys being bigoted or whatever towards, like, Palestinians. And one of the ones we played twice is a clip that they, like, apologize for within the same week of saying it.
We're not gonna run to your defense.
And we're not gonna tell you they did that.
When, I don't know, we follow people, we be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So
the problem.
Okay, if you want to hang out with those people and have no spine and not stand up for
Dude,
another
all
girl.
these other shit Ethan Klein videos got super plagiarized here. Holy fuck, dude.
That stood up for you. Enjoy your new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
In her chat,
Yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denims.
is actually participating.
Yeah, to show them how not friendly we are, we went to Hasan's house to film a big dance party for the intro to this video, just to really iron out how much we're not friends.
In this whole child protective service lie.
Yeah,
which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends
in a
with
minute.
them, then
I went to collaborate with all the people who support Bad Empanada at once to get them all in the same room for our epic meme intro.
Saying what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint...
Subhuman, by the way.
...was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess it was spoon-fed to them.
Wait, so if you see it because someone from Destiny's community, which by the way, we can't even confirm if that's the case. He's just operating off of a different Reddit post. We have absolutely nothing to go by except he read the approved subreddit to find out, right? But Oh, wow. You've been told by someone who has bad morals. You can't be mad about this anymore.
Via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same.
Oh, okay. There it is. There it is. So after this whole section about us freaking out. So anyway, we are friends with Denims. After we just sat here and ran you on a wild goose chase for fucking 10 minutes. Rambling. Yeah, by the way, we are friends with Denims.
Same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good...
I like how he talks. Like, it's not just their finances that are shared. They have same think. It's like, we are friends with Denims. We think their opinions are good. We... Like, you're not really helping your case on this one, and I'm usually one of the people who defend you.
Person like we think Ethan and Hila are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People...
It's like, dude, Anissa didn't destroy Ian's career. They destroyed our career.
Can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know. I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me.
Okay, I'm glad he added to me because that completely like disregards the lengthy clip of fucking Denims pushing the bad empanada like CPS allegation. Which is so much more out of pocket than anything that Ethan... Like, Ethan's called her a bitch a few times, and he's boosted this crazy schizophrenic doxer who, got his fucking audience to call CPS on fucking Ethan's family. Unless you think it's, like, a total coincidence that this has occurred. It's absolutely as a result of Bad Empanada and the people who continue to platform him and boost him because he's, like, a very vocal anti-Ethan voice.
Then the other...
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends.
I think you can say that Hasan is partially responsible for this by continuing to support this guy's videos. This guy, he has gone out of his way to say that Bad Empanada is like a crazy freak on social media and that he would never watch a video of his on the channel. And then as soon as it became optimal for him to do this in a way that would benefit him being able to just put on anti-Ethan shit whenever he was fucking feeling like it, all of a sudden then it's like, yeah, we can platform Bad Empanada. Good. Throw him up on the screen. Let's sit and have our lunch watching Bad Empanada today. So when Bad Empanada goes and does something that you would expect Bad Empanada to do, I think it's okay to criticize the people who are actively platforming that guy.
With someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way where it's like, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in...
Why is Andrew Tate on the screen?
In the middle who kind of fucks with both of them.
Oh, okay. Wait.
But separately?
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a lot...
What the... What?
A lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not going to make you guys, meet up and kiss or anything.
What the fuck was that?
I get it. You guys are in fucking...
That was Ben Shapiro in the middle. Iconic friend of Ethan Klein.
You're either my best friend who's deep-throating me to...
But again, Ian is friends with both of the... Which one is Andrew Tate?
The base of my cock.
Is he friends with... Is Ben Shapiro friends with Andrew Tate?
Or you are...
Was that not Ben Shapiro?
Satan.
Oh, it's because they're both Jewish. No, I don't know.
You're the Davil.
The last thing I said...
I missed the point? I've missed the point. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Content Cop. You should make it more explicitly. I don't know.
To Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it.
Oh, that's Steiny? Oh! Wait, isn't that the guy that Ethan just disavowed? So that wasn't Ben Shapiro. That's Steiny. It said Steiny on it. My apologies. Isn't this the guy that Ethan disavowed last week? And said that he doesn't want to talk to him because of his ties to Andrew Tate? I'm sorry. I do know Steiny. Isn't he that specific guy who went out of his way to disavow... Okay. Maybe I'll give him the Ethan Klein point where maybe this was written before that happened. But I feel like this just immediately aged poorly.
Fucks with both of them. But separately, yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys
I thought it was Ben Shapiro. I'm sorry.
I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan.
Just say that he's not a bad dad and the kids don't eat shit off the floor. It's really not this fucking complicated. Is this video just an hour of Ian crying about a personal gripe and then calling it Content Cop? Like, did he film this video as in, like, the Ethan Klein rant? And then he's like, you know what? Let's all film in Hasan's fucking streaming room, and we can get, like, 20,000... We can get, like, 2 million views more than we would have gotten before. Oh, this is so pathetic, dude. That Derail also dates the video? Yeah, maybe.
You're the devil.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? And then from there...
Which is a super reasonable request if you don't actually fuck with this guy and you don't give a fuck about him.
The conversation ended.
She never replied.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty.
I don't think that's shitty at all. I think you guys are being shitty. I think a lot of people are going to view you as shitty.
Well, then, you should have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something...
Dude, whatever this is does not... Dude, you can't pull the does that sound like a friend card after you spent a month making this video. I feel like you just cannot do that.
A powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went to comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, oh, he doesn't work with us anymore. But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't
Okay, do you have anything else to say for your friends, though?
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things...
Are they going to talk about, like, CPS coming to his house at all? We're, like, 23 minutes in here, and that is an extremely important context beat to explain why they were reacting in this way. Do they ever actually get to the CPS stuff?
In your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about...
I'm like shocked that that is not at least something he says offhandedly.
Who this editor is. And they were spreading misinformation that it was our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we...
It sounds like you just spread misinformation that Icarus Underground or whatever is Icarus Bath. But again, I don't know that for a matter of fact, so I'm not going to claim that definitively.
We wanted is...
It's like Reddit wars here. Oh my god, everyone's a Redditor. Holy shit, dude. Every one of these people are Redditors.
This guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Hila? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you...
I always do the possible!
Bro, that is a psychotic thing to say. Holy shit, wait.
Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say. Our silence means something. It means that we would like
Nicholas,
to pause
the goat.
this relationship.
$5, my man.
So they reached out to you and you didn't say anything about this. And the guy is saying that, like, he poisoned his dog. He's unfit to be a dad. And CPS was just called on his house. And your response to that is, yeah, you know, it's been fun. We had a good 10-year run, but I think we'd like to pause our friendship from here, and we'll reevaluate you in a couple of months. Dude, these are not good people. That is a crazy thing to say.
Until you figure your shit out. And then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit...
It's expecting the clients to be mind readers as well. Yeah, it's like, we didn't answer you, but what you should have thought is this, and it's just like, dude, I actually, holy fuck, dude, this is like worse than any internet friendship I've had. I can't imagine being, dude, you should literally wear like shoulder pads and like body armor if you're friends with iDubbbz. Dude, you need like knife protecting body armor for your back region if you're going to be friends with this guy in the future, because he absolutely will take an opportunity to promote a shitty boxing event by attacking you 2 months before it happens. I don't, what else could this really possibly be? I'm actually fucking completely floored right now, other than like a relevance play. Like, why did we need the 500th Ethan video if this is not a relevance play?
Easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not bring.
Wait, what about you when you blasted him on your podcast with your wife? It's like you're like ignoring all the things that you did in this situation, and you're like branding Ethan as the worst person on the planet for the things that he did, and just acting like an innocent victim the entire time.
Gating my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not to do harassment campaigns and instead talk about Vampire's Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I.
Oh, this is so bad, dude. This is so bad.
And I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Hila. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Did you feel outed because they could see right through you and see that you were supporting Hasan? And did you feel like outed because like you didn't want the audience to realize that you were on Hasan's side on this one? And then you were like, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Want to make the video now?
Fuck yourself.
I agree.
Thank you for hitting the goal.
Go
you guys
fuck
earned another
yourself.
goal.
What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty. We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through.
No, you didn't. We actually played it earlier in the stream. You sounded like a fucking asshole. Oh God, we were unhinged at points too, but look, now we're better because we went to therapy. Remember Etika? Yeah, I was suicidal too, and people were talking about my porn career. Remember what they did to Etika?
Support harassment.
You guys are fucking demonic entities.
It's a bad thing, but it happens, and you're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect...
I mean, like, why would you not... Like, do you feel bad when Dan Clancy is criticized for not moderating the insane anti-Semitism on his platform? Are you just going to ignore the fact that, like, all these people are allowed to continue doing what they're doing? And they only got banned. By the way, the ban that was issued to Frogan and Denims was bullshit. And I'll argue it right now. It was absolutely bullshit. You know why? They were banned for what they said at TwitchCon at a Twitch-sanctioned event. You know what that means? Somebody had to sign off on the Arab to Jew tier list. So how could you ban somebody if Twitch literally signed off on the event? The problem with that wasn't... Well, it was them. It was obviously Denims. It was obviously Frogan. But Twitch was a major player in that because they decided that this was the panel that was allowed to perform. What do you think? They just gave these guys a fucking panel at TwitchCon and said, do whatever you want? Dude, imagine running something by Twitch, okay? And then it gets like publicly blasted on social media. So in response, they take away your money for a month. I would feel like fucking shit if I was Denims or Frogan in that situation. Because, like, yeah, they probably had Twitch's approval to go and do that stuff. It was Twitch-approved bigotry. So, like, and they did it to save themselves.
Not a single argument in this can't be dissolved with. They called CPS.
He goes over that and explains it? Oh, perfect.
Other people?
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Thank you, Hasan.
To stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Let's think about it on a micro level. Have you ever been in a
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever if you don't want to touch grass.
I can't, dude. It's so fucking stupid for him to be saying this in the video that starts his forever war with Ethan. Do you think that we're not going to, like, relitigate Creator Clash 2 this week? Do you think that there's not going to be, like, 17 podcast episodes, a content deputy, and, like, multiple Hasan Piker streams after this?
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by...
Touch grass, by the way, from the guy that needed, like... From the guy that had to have, like, an unwind session after Creator Clash to bring all the creators around so they could feel emotions afterwards.
I like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how I conduct myself. In terms of these fair weather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more.
Bro, you're such a fucking degenerate. I actually fucking hate this guy. Dude, I don't even want to hear it. They're putting Lena on as a fucking fighter on Creator Clash. Why do you think Lena's on Creator? I don't mean to diss her. I've said this before. I'm rooting for Lena. I hope she has a fantastic time. You know why she's on that fucking podcast? Because she works for Ethan Klein. It is the H3 Podcast's fighter on that event card, all right? You were happy to take the clout poll when they were willing to give it to you for your fucking event, okay? But the minute that there's a controversy, all of a sudden, oh wow, I have friends in high places. What are you talking about, Ethan Klein?
Fair weather friends of the show. Let's not get
you did Lena fucking dirty, bro.
Into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it. No, I'm friendly with you, and I'd say I'm a light friend because it's been pleasant hanging out with you.
You're a light friend? He's retroactive. Oh my god.
I've enjoyed your content over the years.
Haven't you been to his house? Haven't you met his children?
And as of late,
I enjoyed your content over the last year. Wait, that came out of iDubbbz's mouth?
Out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty. Your content over because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty. Your content over the years because it's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Nobody dropped you over the Chex Mix flavor review, asshole. Nobody dropped you when you did bad unboxing with Amazon packages because you were too fucking scared of your audience. Nobody dropped you after you did fucking Content Cop Bread Tube a couple of months ago and made a whole ass video on fucking abortion rights. All right? They just kind of said, yeah, we didn't really like that.
What's the name of the guy?
Your content over the years.
Orbiter?
Dude, the
Nick
post-concussion syndrome
Mr.
is annihilating
Oreo.
him right now.
And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Dude, Ethan Klein is like, I can't believe these people fucking
What's the
called
name of the
CPS
guy,
on my
the
children.
Keemstar Orbiter? Nick DeOrio.
Thank you.
Oreo.
I might
Light
mute these
friend,
again.
As if these guys haven't made multiple skits with each other.
Yeah, this guy's a light to decent friend. It's so ridiculous.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Light to decent
Who else
friend,
do
dude.
you want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but
Okay, at least he acknowledges this like major hypocrisy to everything he's been saying throughout the whole video and before it.
I feel very insulted and I feel defensive and I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you. And
I am the voice of the people. I must speak up. I'm the Lorax for retarded people. I speak for the idiots.
a lot of people who have been on the
Guys! The Palestinians needed their white savior, and he rose to the occasion. Dude, holy shit, they got skinhead savior out here. Bro, that's crazy.
receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy.
Dude, the Palestinians who are still starving are going to be so happy to know that Ethan has been vanquished by their favorite online skinhead.
Be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to
The skinhead savior has come out to save the Palestinians. Yep.
their neck.
Guys, if we just watch one more bad empanada video on stream, okay, there will be food and aid in Gaza. That's all we need to do, chat.
Nicholas!
Chat, we've been fighting the good fight for Palestine for months right now, all right? If we watch one more bad empanada video about what a bad dad Ethan Klein is, those Palestinian kids are going to have homes this weekend.
out for somebody, the minute they
What's the
have
name
to
of the
actually
guy,
risk
the Keemstar
something
orbiter?
to
Nick
put
DeOrio,
themselves
Mr.
in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually care?
I'm
if
sorry,
you're-
he's just playing clips of Ethan being right and being like, dude, what the fuck?
Isn't that the whole point? Like,
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever.
Wait, anti-Semitism is a thought in their head? Did he put like Denims on the screen?
And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt and you're kind of like dancing around and making
Anissa in chat, like, hey girl!
very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving.
And it's so funny because all of this is like, we had to sit through these fucking content creators screeching. Wait, Anissa wrote, directed, and produced Content Cop Ethan? Maybe, I don't know. She did the other ones in the past. But dude, all these people like screeching, you have to speak up. You have to talk about Israel-Palestine, asking people like fucking Mudahar. Literal retards. Mouth-drooping fucking morons like Mudahar. Hey, what is your position on Israel-Palestine? As if he even Googled where Palestine is on a fucking map. Right? And then they find out the answer is we don't agree with the terrorists that Hasan Piker put on the stream. And like... They're like, wow, bigot. Why are you even talking about it? It's like, I don't know, dude. You've been spending like time guilt-tripping me to talk about this for months. And like demanding that we give a position. Like us drama YouTubers who don't know shit about politics to give a fucking position on this. So it's like kind of fucked up.
Poorly, you're hurting people.
I mean, go back to the civil rights. You think that the people...
Where are the skits? Where are the funny energy? Dude, it's not. It's just like, Content Cop, I'm really upset and you insulted me and my wife.
People who are like the white kids who are
We got goated, dude. This guy literally edited a whole video and was like, nobody's gonna watch this. Let me put on the stupid suit.
Protesting with the black students. You think that they were just like not risking anything?
This is like when Daredevil, dude, this is the Content Cop equivalent to Daredevil Born Again, where it's clear for the fucking episodes 2 through 6, they fired the team that made those episodes. So somebody had to go back and try to like, well, we finally found someone who watched the first 5 Content Cops to come edit this. So now they're trying to like inject the narrative into the work that was already done before that.
Those kids who are marching with the black students and...
So
he took off the outfit immediately? No, I think that the new producers who came in to like relieve the old ones of their duty brought back the original suit and stuck it at the beginning like Foggy.
Ethan's analogy, he's the
like the Content Cop suit wasn't even supposed to be in this season, dude.
Black student and I'm the white student, but I'm the white student that's not, you know,
what part of this video does Ian start apologizing for saying the N-word? I feel like it's coming. I could feel it brewing that he's gonna stop the thing and be like, hey guys, I just want to remind you that I've said some horribly racist things in the past.
Marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
Marching with the black students and...
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
Well, and it's the same thing.
But he's marching with Sean? He said he's marching with the black students. I didn't know Sean was still in school.
Bring it back to Hasan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like I was thinking about going to Gaza until I found out it's dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
It's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past...
Like, dude, you can't do the whole talking about somebody on my podcast as harassment when you're literally doing this and then making weird statements like, oh, the crew has been the backbone that's been keeping Ethan in line.
Past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hasan.
Like people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people.
Stop harassing that millionaire. You stop that right now.
She's friends with Denims. Denims is...
Stop harassing that professional reaction streamer. That's fucked up of you.
Streaming this story about our kid.
I'll show that, yeah.
Getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry. I'll accept this position from anyone.
Wait.
Except you guys.
Wait. So he's very widely aware of the CPS thing.
This take.
Getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
I'm sorry, I'll accept this take, this position from anyone.
What have they done that's comparable to this?
Except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered...
Bro, they're not getting mad at Denims for reacting to something. You fucking piece of shit. Holy fuck, bro. What?
Reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time.
Because Child Protective Services went to their fucking house! Are you out of your mind?
But I
Dude,
wouldn't like if we said shit
this
like
guy
that to
sucks, bro.
you all the time. Yeah, we've been...
It obviously escalated. They're promoting a fucking doxer. They're putting a crazy doxer's fucking stream or video on their stream, sharing it to a wider audience, okay? And in this specific instance, the crazy doxer was levying insane allegations that there's shit all over Ethan's house and his kids eat it, and then CPS got called. So yes, that's over the line. Denims quite literally touched the poo. That's an escalation from just watching any other video.
Respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been...
You have to remove all of the context from anything that happened to be sympathetic, and that is what Ian is choosing to do. He's going out of his way to rewrite history by removing all of the context from all of these situations. And if he doesn't understand, that's fine. Don't make the video.
Been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
but
saying
that would be commendable.
And by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're actually good people, like that's gonna get...
I feel so vindicated at how much of a piece of shit I've described Ian as over the years. Because holy fuck, dude, did he come in and just like validate everything I've ever said about him today. Every assumption that I might have made, every sly remark that I've made over the years. This guy is a fucking piece of shit, dude.
Get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog.
Dude, and I'm going to say it for the 100th time. Why is it that people who have fought with Ethan in the past, people who have said horrible things about his wife in the past, people who have critiqued his content in the past, people who have been fucking, I guess, mean to him in the past, why are those people treating him better than his own friends are? And you can't just say it's because, well, Nick, you're making a lot of money on this stream right now. Because, I mean... What do you think the clout incentive is to collaborate with Hasan Piker and make a video in the Ethan Klein industrial complex right now? You're in the same boat as I am. I could have made as much money supporting Hasan Piker as I made supporting Ethan Klein. It's a toss-up. Either way, I win. So I don't understand where this fucking narrative comes from.
And Ethan and
Thank you for hitting the goal.
Wipe their asses
during that rant,
don't
thank
have
you.
Giardia or whatever the fucking...
Oh, here it is. Now we're going to reference this. Finally, after 30 minutes, we're going to talk about Ethan Klein not wiping his ass. What an interesting way to say that.
Wipe their asses or don't have Giardia or whatever the fucking... the prompt is.
The prompt is that they were eating shit off the floor and got sick and Child Protective Services needed to come to their house. It was never even close to they don't wipe their ass well.
No one would care.
You have minimized this to an absurd level. This is like watching Not So Erudite defend Destiny. It makes me fucking sick.
The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not tweeting out because I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience.
No, you're not tweeting it out because you're okay with what happened. And this video is driving that into my skull right now.
Audience, because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's difficult.
Yes, it does.
Are you choosing to pay back Hasan Piker because he let you self-flagellate on his stream? And Ethan didn't do enough for you when your wife was getting shit on? He only gave you the one? Is that what's happening here?
And standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles...
Yeah, I don't care, guys, Ian says while he makes the rage video.
Admirable is that it's not always
Yeah, I'm not your lapdog. I'm owned by Hasan Piker as he pees on their podcast studio.
easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are? I get, like, we're a little bit...
Because he guessed what they were, and it sounds like he was right. Like, all this video does is say Ethan is crazy for gaslighting everybody into saying that we act a certain way. Anyways, we agree with all those positions, but it's crazy that he brought them up.
Past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what...
Wait, I thought this was an ultimatum thing. He gave you an ultimatum. What's your argument, Ian?
If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles?
Oh, I get it. Okay, so he didn't answer your phone call. So instead of even saying the ultimatum out loud, you just went into the studio and cooked up this piece of shit for a month. Oh, okay. That's awesome, dude. Thanks.
And I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk...
Yeah, he's a skinhead walker.
...about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan.
Oh, God. What the fuck is this? Befriend, discuss, social media, follow.
Frogan, because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, more...
I feel like he's just missing... I feel like he's missing the point as to why Ethan's mad, but I feel like it's deliberate. I don't think it's accidental. This feels deliberate.
Hi, friend of the show. Olivia, Ian, Daily Dose of Internet is anti-Ethan? Jesus, this is fucked up. Pokimane,
this would hit a lot harder if Ian turned out to not be anti-Ethan. It's like, why didn't you accuse all these other people and only accuse us, even though we are anti-Ethan? Maybe it was for reasons that you're not comprehending.
Comment etiquette. Oh shit, Asmongold's in here? Asmongold follows Frogan? No, Asmon! That means you're anti-Ethan. That's fucked up. We're gonna wanna avoid these creators at the top of the list, but one tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa, I think Hasan's in there. You'd think that Hasan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hasan...
Is this supposed to be the skit? Somebody said there's no skits in this video. Is this supposed to be the skit?
Provides additional value.
Are we laughing track? Should we put a... Hold on, let's get a laugh track for this. Wait. I could fix it. I could fix it. Here, hold on. Wait. I got this. Here we go.
From the top, you got Anissa. I think Hasan's in there. You'd think that Hasan would be on the top of the BDS list, but that's not the case. Hasan provides additional value for people. Ethan can turn a blind eye to people collaborating with Hasan because that's what he did. You gotta be the lowest of the low to be associating with the Frogans and the Denims of the world. To associate with Hasan, that just makes sense because he's famous and he's got a massive fan base. Also, Ethan still follows Hasan on Instagram, so Hasan is in his feed.
And that's showing up right up on Anissa's and iDubbbz feed.
It's important to remember that this is a living document and people can be removed or put onto it depending on how
look at
Ethan's
that.
feeling.
Bro, it's a proved Jew, Sam Seder, dude. I love that guy.
In that day. You have this other tier of creators that exist below Hasan, but are
I like
still
how because where my Wiggler is, I'm in all the tiers.
Anti-Ethan, but Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them
Who the fuck are those people?
are famous.
Theo Vaughn?
It's no coincidence that
Didn't he criticize Theo Vaughn?
Ethan stays silent when these powerful, popular men are supporting Hasan.
Wait, what? Is he saying that he's sexist? Is he saying that he's fucking sexist?
It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these communities.
Dude, all the people in the top are the most vocal people possible who are making content about Ethan. Of course they're going to be talked about more. What?
Comedians, because they have power, they're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. But he's going to keep that to himself because the last thing...
Guys, the comedians are all pro-Palestine, dude. That's it. You can't fuck with comedians. They all love Palestine. This is fucking psychotic.
He wants to discover is that people that he respects and looks up to, they don't fuck with him.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show.
Dude, they're talking about the Bill Burr episode from the Gokanaru video. I stepped through a time warp now. Ethan's gained like fucking 100 pounds.
It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr, ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode that made me finally start.
When Stavros goes on Hasan's...
Dude, I am fucking at a loss right now. This is such a weird video,
stream,
dude.
And he mocks your content nuke.
I actually saw a really interesting video about you, man, and I don't know that I'm even comfortable being here anymore.
Oh no!
It really kind of shed light on you in a way.
Yeah.
You kind of.
What is this weird comedian glazing too?
Like have leftist politics and stuff like that.
Also, I think I own that shirt. And I actually feel betrayed.
Yeah,
and so I'm actually just here to let you know this is the last time I'm ever coming.
You don't fire back because you're coping. So you're just going to tuck your tail between your legs and never mention on your podcast that...
Wait, so you're not coping if you don't talk about something? You're coping if you don't talk about something, but you're coping if you do talk about something? How do you effectively criticize content that's done in live form where there's like hours and hours to discuss on your finite podcast? Like everything is sweeping. It's all sweeping now.
Everything. You're bringing up some fucking connection I have on Twitter. Someone mocks you on a stream. You're not touching it. Fuck you. You're a coward. It's just his job.
Because he doesn't know that guy. He knows you, and CPS got called on his house. Yeah, no, he's feeling like fucking betrayed by his friend, which apparently has been validated. Like, how can you not realize where he's coming from on this? This is like catastrophic. Who did you talk to making this, other than the people who directly benefit from this video coming out?
But that's just what he does for his
it's not about that. It's just so weird.
Job. You know, he doesn't mean it. We're actually good friends. You know, he makes fun of everyone. It's not just me, right? Oh, also, I can't forget about Matt Lieb. Matt Lieb is in this like middle tier. His valuable association is Rhett and Link. So
no, Matt Lieb's valuable association is Bad Empanada. But I don't think we're going to say his name in this video. I have a feeling.
Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn.
Matt Lieb made comments joking about his kids being fucking interviewed by Child Protective Services and supports Bad Empanada. This is not a guy that you want to die on the hill for here.
Bridges with. Although, he's sniffing. He's sniffing around.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer.
Hey, why don't you keep playing these clips a little bit longer and see what he's mad about?
For Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning.
Ethan showed Matt Lieb laughing at terrorist attacks on October 7th. Is that true? Oh, we're going to watch that too tonight.
Acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife.
Oh my God! Dude, he literally brought on Bad Empanada, who has fucking made a video of him, like, doing a fucking terrorist simulator game called Killing Ethan and Ela Klein, right? Isn't that what they did? Isn't that like a thing that he did? Well, also being like a crazy doxer who also spread the rumors that directly led to CPS going to his house. Like, why would you include this talking point if you know anything about Matt Lieb or know anything about Bad Empanada?
And I think he should be fired.
And made fun of this, yeah.
Frankly. And I hope he is fired. He's pathetic. And he interviewed basically a terrorist.
Okay, that was fine. Let's hear why it's bad.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place.
There's no follow-up for that. Here's like the most based comment ever made. Anyway, new segment.
Is because he thinks I'm weak. He thinks a lot of these...
You are weak. You are weak-minded, and you are horrible at making videos.
These other creators that he's gone out of his way to attack, he thinks that they're weak, and he thinks they're a target that he can bully, he can manipulate, he can send lawsuits to, and I want him to know that we're not...
I want him to know that I am equally as weak, but we can afford to defend ourselves in a court of law.
Going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio.
Oh my God, now we're going to criticize the button. What about the nether room we showed earlier? What was that about?
We're hitting both.
Well, actually, guys, even though I said a lot of racist things in the past, I don't need a button for my pre-prepared content. They all use the button as if it's some bad thing. Like, we don't have what he said here, so we'll just hit him we'll show him hitting the button, and therefore, that's bad in and of itself. Dude, you cannot call anybody fucking obsessed if you went through and you found every organic button hit. Dude, can I do the same shit they've been fucking doing to Ethan for the entire... Dude, this fucking video is written by Hasan Piker. Dude, this fucking video is all from r/h3snark. Actually, I think they got some help from r/leftovers h3 as well. Like, this is literally just regurgitating all of Snark's talking points. And this, oh wow, yeah, you can tell Hasan Piker had a real big hand in this video. Can't believe he associates with such a vicious terrorist supporter. Can't believe he associates with a subreddit of abusers and people who justified CPS getting called on Ethan's house. Wow, crazy moves by Ethan. Keep it up. Proud of you. There we go.
Yes. There's no point.
Let's leave.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you could take those criticisms they enlisted iDubbbz to go and blow up his fucking... I don't even know. It's insane. Just lose all the remaining credibility possible. They've managed to rope him in. Why is it that when, like you'd collaborate with all the people that are attacking Ethan, and you go out of your way not to assist him with the CPS thing? It's fucking crazy.
Like, how pathetic are you? Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I don't like pedophile. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you. I see you out there, you fucking cockroach. You'll be living with your parents for a lot longer, buddy. Yes, please, I want to be a good Jew. I'm a good Jew, please, guys, please.
That's fine.
That was fine. Yeah, I don't think it was that
fine.
big a deal. Of all the things that it always surprises me what you think crosses the line.
Well, I looked at Olivia and she's like, yes, do it.
Now let's talk about the button. Ethan got this button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella.
Which, by the way, based, never should have apologized. Glad he pulled it back. Very funny.
He was not able to control himself in that moment. And
he shouldn't have. He was doing comedy. Comedy was very funny in that situation.
Instead of figuring out...
Yeah, he blurred her crying, dude. He put a condom over her tears. Look at this shit, dude. Look at how fucking pathetic this is. They've blurred a woman crying on video.
He was not able to control himself in that moment. And instead of figuring out...
Dude, when you see a woman on the screen and you don't really understand the context, this is such a crazy statement.
This button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of...
It sounds like he just violently started masturbating, but what he did was like laugh at a joke. Like, and like have his fucking it sounds like he just started violently masturbating, doesn't it?
Cutie Cinderella. This button, or kill switch, as a response to the controversy with Cutie Cinderella. He was not able to control himself in that moment, and instead of figuring out how he can change his behavior, he spent...
Like, I'm listening to this as like a first-time viewer not knowing what happened, and it sounds like he like fucked her through the screen on the podcast, and he like never wanted to show his cock on video again. I have no... Like, I know what it is, obviously, but like, that is an insane description over what actually happened.
$20,000.
Dan and Ela were like, we would kill button that right now if we could.
Are we gonna say that it was just like he laughed at a girl and played a Chestnut song on the fucking stream?
I can't change who I am.
I know. That's why the kill button is on its way.
That's it. See, exactly.
Yeah, Ethan's over 30. He should have been more empathetic. Agreed.
He uses the button for everything.
This beats King of Nothing. This might beat King of Nothing. If he calls him a crypto scammer, that'll seal the deal.
If his jokes don't...
He sold NFTs.
And he's hitting the button.
It was being presented as if the Jordan crying thing.
I hit the button.
Why?
I don't think I needed to, but you guys were giving me crickets, so I panicked.
If he's insecure about getting something wrong, he's hitting the button.
But, okay.
You
what? Button for that? What on this frame could Ethan have responded to? Perhaps the country flag that he got wrong? Maybe. I don't know.
If he goes on a problematic tirade, he's hitting the button.
Before, look how sad. But yeah, it's not just that. Like their eyes are like big.
I don't understand. What's the problem? oh, you're supposed to broadcast all that bigoted content. How dare you? If you get something wrong and you look like a total fucking idiot, you have to broadcast it. Says the guy who has to go on like every black podcaster's thing to talk about his race comments that he's made in the past and how they affected the black community.
I think you guys are wrong on this one.
Don't you wish you had a button? Don't you wish you could have buttoned out anytime?
I think you guys are all wrong on this one.
I don't think he's unique in hitting the button. I think if all of us had buttons, we'd hit the button all the time. But if you don't have it, you operate differently.
What?
You think about what you're saying. You maybe plan for your show.
It's a fucking live stream! What are you talking about? How do you plan 4 hours in advance for something you're gonna say on a topic that just came up?
A little bit more. You maybe say, I'm not going to...
You don't need a button because you have editing, you fucking moron. You could say whatever you want. It's a fucking edited video. Oh, but you have your podcast that 3,000 people watch. That is one of the most clipped shows I've ever seen, dude. Are you serious?
Have my podcast be an...
Dude, Ian has like, what is it, like fucking 10,000, 15,000 views on every episode of his podcast. And it is clipped so outrageously for a podcast that small. Like, I have seen so many clips of that show. You need a button too. Even though it's like not live recorded either.
Emotional dumping ground for
even your podcast is edited, right?
Today, you instead say, ooh, it's important that we stay on topic.
You're an asshole. You're supposed to put more things on here I can criticize you for. Ethan would have said way more out-of-pocket shit if it wasn't for that $30,000 button he has.
Also, the H3 community and Ethan himself use the phrase goblin mode all the time to excuse a lot of his shitty behavior or make it seem less bad.
I've been diagnosed with goblin mode, actually.
By claiming that what happens is he just gets into this like uncontrolled state he refers to as goblin mode.
I do not call myself goblin.
Wait, are we... Okay, dude.
Goblin mode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what you did.
Goblin mode? Is that what you're calling Tourette's now? To all victims of goblin mode, I would like to...
This is just a joke. Like, excuse the shitty behavior we didn't even see. And then, like, Mika has graced our screen yet again. You know, Mika's rhetoric is an attempted teacher. I just wanted to let you guys know. In case you didn't know, Mika's rhetoric is an attempted teacher, and she hates that one simple fact she put in her video.
Apology.
You are goblin mode today. You're goblin mode. Look how many times you paused the
I'm trying,
video.
bro.
And I don't think there's no room for using the term goblin mode. I like the idea that you're defending yourself and the little guy by going goblin mode when a big corporation or a big entity is trying to attack you.
Like, if you fuck me over, if you steal money from me, if you patronize me, if you do any of this shit like you're trying to do to me, to treat me like a fucking idiot, I'm crazy, dude. I've gone fucking goblin mode over way less.
But you not thinking about what you're saying, not, reflecting on your behavior, not changing your behavior, that's not goblin.
I'm sorry, dude. Did you even watch any of Hasan's Ukraine coverage? That guy needed a fucking button, dude. I'm sorry, like... Did you watch like 5 minutes of Hasan's fucking groundbreaking top of politics on Twitch at the time Ukraine coverage?
Mode. That's being a child. Let's talk about the crew.
Hey, we have the
I
goal.
think the crew has been put in the worst working
By the way,
environment.
we're 40 minutes into this video. The first 35 minutes is like, hey guys, I'm really ass mad that Ethan Klein called me out for being a bad friend. The next 5 minutes is like, hey dude, you have a button. That means you're mean and stupid, so you're bad. And now let's talk about the crew who Ian fucked over in the creation of this video. This is fantastic.
That you possibly can be for a fucking podcast. Every crew member has it bad. To be around...
Dude, the people you have on the stream are friends with the guy who called AB a fucking... What is he, like a house Arab or something? Is that what they call them? A house Arab? Talking about, like... Dude, AB has been treated horribly by the people you are associated with. He's like house slave Arab over here, dude. Because he's like he's the unfortunate Muslim guy who works for the big mean Jew that everybody hates so much.
Ethan, period, would be a nightmare right now.
I'm standing by every fucking syllable of that, okay?
Yeah, why is Ian mentioning the Bill Burr podcast from 6 years ago? Did Ian watch the Hasan Ukraine coverage 3 years ago? That's one example. all of Hasan's breaking news coverage is fucking terrible. You can watch it in every Willie Mac show video that's covered. Hasan Piker is horrible at doing political content.
What she did was
Actively. He's an active detriment. Actually, he's probably at his best when he's letting Bad Empanada talk for him. Unironically, he's probably better at talking about political stuff when Bad Empanada takes it over. Because at least, like, that guy's completely unhinged and he has plausible deniability.
abhorrent. And by the way,
just don't. Listen, your critique of her is correct. It's just...
Yeah, Hasan's chair is better at politics than he is.
You know, people are sensitive about women being called...
The sloshing sounds when he eats his sandwich are more insightful than his actual, like, ongoing genocide coverage of watching Bad Empanada videos.
Called that word, and so...
Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people. Go ahead.
No,
and I'm
no.
not yelling at you. I'm just... Kelly is a black woman, right?
Yes.
Please button
Maziel
out.
is
Could you imagine? It's like Kelly is a black woman, right? And then it's like da 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 da. Oh wait, it was. No
Dan,
way,
come on.
dude. No way.
You're being such a buzzkill. Yeah, I didn't know.
That was the Bo Black's pronouns clip. Yeah, it was the Bo Black's pronouns clip where actually his crew was wrong. That was the one we played before. That just came up or whatever. Was when the crew was saying Bo Black's pronouns were something that they weren't actually, assuming based off of like how Bo Black's looked, they probably wouldn't want to be known as he, him, right?
I asked if Koreans are POs. God.
But he was completely right. Bo Black's pronouns were any all.
Dan's in the bathroom. Let's just not do this right now.
I asked if Korean people are POCs.
The one time the button didn't work and we listened to how he spoke to AB without thinking that the internet was going to hear it, it was rude, it was nasty, and
Did you reach out to AB to talk to him about how he felt about this? Oh wait, no, because he found out that you were making this video defending him on stream when you dropped it over Ethan's fucking podcast. Dude, this is such a fake piece of shit, dude.
it didn't have this caveat of like, I'm not mad at you. It was anger, and it was uncalled for.
Dude, thank God that AB has his fucking skinhead white savior.
They get access to cover most of it.
We're doing it.
What are you doing?
It's so awkward and terrible.
I'm sorry, I'm not...
Just like, this is what I'm talking about when it's always like...
We need to get home for...
Dude, I can't believe he's screaming at this guy right now. He's literally making AB cry on the air.
It's like...
I can't believe he's reprimanding his employee.
Bro.
Oh, no, I didn't want to finish it right now. I just thought about finishing Wednesday.
This is the worst clip ever. Holy shit, he's Hitler.
Is it?
He's being abusive. He's abusive. Holy shit, no! Very good, Ian. Now cut to all the clips of Mike from PA calling him a house slave.
Guys, like...
All right, I'm taking my hand off the... What? Okay, well...
I heard all that.
Thanks, Button.
And he didn't want to take accountability for it. He immediately wanted to deflect, and he wanted to say that the button fucked him.
First of all, I appreciate the hard work.
It did. It was dude, if I paid $30,000 for a button to censor what I fucking said on stream, and that shit went through, you bet your ass that's my first thought in this situation, bro. Are you kidding me? You can get like a fucking... You're right up there with a fucking gold Daytona for that price. Are you kidding?
I know you do.
And I loved it, and I really
$20,000 button.
enjoy
I
it.
don't know.
But it's like every time we do it, it's like the show is what it is, and
I know.
YURR, you heard what Ethan was doing to AB in that clip. It was a verbal...
It makes it...
Dude,
I was...
Dude, in that clip, you could clearly hear a verbal... Is it not playing the beat? Oh, no. Oh, the button broke. This is... I didn't pay $30,000 for this, but if I did, I'd be so pissed. Are you... dude, I'm having post-button exhaustion right now. This is so... Dude, I literally... Every fucking time. My button never works. I have the Temu one. Oh, fuck, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, there we go. Da, 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 da. Okay, we're back.
Being selfish.
No, dude, that button f***ed me, dude. Can you imagine that button f***ing me over like that?
The button fucked you? AB fucked you? Who fucked you? You fucked yourself by being an asshole. He makes it seem like he's not a tyrant of a boss.
We're doing it.
What are you
Making it
doing?
so awkward and terrible. I appreciate the hard work.
I know.
Is this what you think a tyrant sounds like? Dude, POV, never worked a job in my entire fucking life before. If that's what you think a fucking tyrant is, dude. Ethan the fucking Great, dude, is fucking killing and mauling his employee. Dude, Genghis Klein is fucking raping his employees live on air, dude. That's exactly what's fucking happening right now.
And do you know what else is massive?
No, wait, that's not the... Damn it. Dude, fucking Genghis Klein.
And I loved it, and I really enjoy it.
Dan, his producer, is constantly clarifying things on the air and making it clear that what Ethan said was a joke, Ethan is being overly defensive, or he's saying things that are like not true and he's exaggerating.
People saw that. They thought that that was what you searched to
I did
pull
not
up that photo. So I'm just clarifying.
Thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you doing that. God forbid.
It's okay because I buttoned it.
Why?
Because
it's not that big of a deal, man.
Just
Like,
your
how
inability to.
No. Hold on, Dan. How does it change anything? People knowing that we did it.
It's fun when it's a surprise.
Okay, well,
Well, you just asked how it changed
Surprise
things.
them on your show.
Okay, all right.
You know, I understand that that's his role, and he's, you know...
Wait, what? Dude, I'm sorry, bro. You had how long to make this video? That was the best abuse clip you could find? Oh, God, you better offer him a job, dude. You got to get Dan out of there.
Ethan's made that his job, or Dan's made it his job. Ethan...
Why would you go out and, like, talk about Dan being, like, abused on the H3 podcast when Dan is still actively friends with Ethan? He's just going to deny this on stream. He probably already has.
Leans on it so heavily. In the same way that he leans on the button. Ethan is leaning on all...
Like, why would you... This is the same reason I told BoBlacks not to make a video talking about Creator Clash's revenue. Because when you're making a video and they hold all the cards, you can make all the assumptions you want, right? And then, like, they have all of the, like, ability to tell you you're wrong and cite mountains of sources that you don't have access to. And I guess it worked out okay for BoBlacks. It could have gone a whole lot worse. But, like, why would you start doing this shit about the podcast crew that Ethan is still actively associating with, who is obviously going to come out and then defend Ethan on these segments?
All of these people to be adults and look after his behavior and give all of this emotional and...
Yeah, it seems... All right, that was not the reason why BoBlacks' career ended, okay? Do not give me lip on that one, chat.
Empathetic energy for Ethan, but Ethan refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena,
Nicholas,
two Lebanese employees.
Oh my God, dude. Hey, did you guys know that AB was Lebanese? Yeah, of course I did. All of Hasan's fans are calling him a dirty Arab in his responses and saying they're going to rape his wife. But yeah, no, I actually did. I did know that, yes. Yeah, I figured that one out.
Refuses to give it back to them. Also, let's talk about AB and Lena, two Lebanese employees. And you just continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist.
Yeah, no, dude, yeah, you continue to talk about the conflict like they don't exist. Dude, and then like, your friends are hanging out with the guy who calls him a house slave. Like, this is just insane to me.
Would be nice.
The stuff that they've been saying about those people is outrageous. But wait, he can't cover Israel-Palestine because Hasan's community is going to be too aggressive towards AB? Like, this is so fucking weird, dude.
And you just continue to talk about the conflict.
Lena was having a panic attack when she found out about this video. Yeah, I would too. Imagine you were training to box with for some person's organization, right, for their event, and then you find out that, like, they're making a video on your boss and they're only letting you know after it airs. Of course she's having a panic attack. This is the worst case scenario. She's probably been freaking out since the podcast clip was posted on their fucking Everyone Hates My Wife podcast channel.
Like, they don't...
Lena totally got fucked in this whole thing. Lena and AB too, even though AB's not fighting on this card. AB and Lena have been treated like shit. And by the way, AB, I think, like, at this point, it's been like fucking 7 years or whatever. But that guy called me fucking racist and I hate black people or something back in the day. All right, listen. If I held grudges, I'd be shitting on AB too.
The goat.
It's not about that. It's about who's right here.
Exist. It would be nicer, a lot nicer, for you to shut the fuck up about it. You're allowed to do that.
Hezbollah in Syria alone killed double that much. All right, I'm gonna move on. I just want to play Hasan talking about bad empanada.
Ethan doesn't...
And like, dude, no reference to why you'd want to talk about like the Bad Empanada segment at all. That guy doesn't even exist in the lore of this episode.
Want to change, and he wants.
Dude, if you're just an Ian fan who's seen none of this stuff, dude, you have a completely warped perspective of Ethan from this contextless shit video.
Wants to bring the entire crew down with him because he's putting them in this position every day, right? But it's more important that he gets this shit off his chest. It's more important that he dumps. We're all familiar with Goblin mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way,
dude, it's hard R mode. Wait, hold on. This is a crazy cutaway. Look at this. Look at this way. Look at this cut, dude.
With Goblin mode. Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way,
dude, Ethan has debuted a new mode recently. Cuts to him 100 pounds ago. How old is that? Dude, recently.
Familiar with Goblin mode? Well, Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good.
He went Nick mode. He just fucking gained weight. That was his new move.
Ethan debuted a new mode recently.
And by the way, my ratio is pretty good. Like, I'm looking at like 20 Goblin modes to 1 too far. Demon mode, let's call it.
What makes Demon mode different than Goblin mode?
I don't know. You're really overanalyzing this joke right now to like a really weird level.
Is goblins aren't really like an intimidating, powerful force. If the goblin is persistent,
neither of these entities exist in real life, just to be clear.
It can get what it wants.
When I'm done with the other one, the big one that's dropping probably next week, my full attention is going to you, George. Like the Eye of Sauron. I see you.
By the way, the George he's talking about is the crazy doxer who incited people to call CPS on Ethan's kids. I feel the need to continue telling you these things because iDubbbz chooses to not and then plays them anyway. Which is great, by the way. I think that's awesome.
I see you out there, you fucking cockroach.
Ethan, the reason the internet got behind you when you were being sued by Matt Haas or when you were being sued by Ryan Kavanaugh is because people saw you as the underdog. They saw you as the guy who's defending the common man.
I'm suing, and I cannot wait for you guys to read it.
You've unfortunately made way too much money, Ethan. You're no longer the common man. Now you are the abusive corporate entity.
At the moment, we are writing 3 complaints for 3 people.
You are doing the classic rich asshole thing. You have a...
Oh my god, it really is, dude. Oh, fuck, dude. Fucking... Dude, I just wanted to let you know that every person in this story, except for like Denims and Frogan, is super rich. Like, all of these people are extremely wealthy.
Deficit of friends, you have a surplus.
Yeah, capitalism is when lawsuit.
Of enemies. You feel really bad. You feel hurt. But you also have a surplus of money. So what can you do? You can use that money to bully and intimidate people.
Yeah, and by the way, I fucking said this a million times. I don't even know if Ethan has a case on Noah Samsen, but that guy literally fucking falsely smears people as pedophiles. So I think that guy absolutely deserves to have fucking money hanging over his head and for him to be fucking sweating right now. That guy deserves it more than anybody on planet Earth, dude. I am so fucking ready for that guy's panic attacks.
These public legal threats that you're making to fellow creators, these legal threats that you're making to people on Reddit, on Twitter, you're like, I'm hurt. These people are hurting me. What do I do to stop it? There's nothing I can do to stop it. I'm powerless. No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options.
Nicholas,
you have a ton of choice.
The goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Thank you.
No, you have a ton of power. You have a ton of options. You have a ton of choice. That's exactly what you get for being filthy rich. Is you,
dude, this is like a whole segment on this guy's got way too much money. This guy saw the gross annual income for Teddy Fresh and had a panic attack.
Can do all.
This is such a weird. Again, you have Hasan in your video. Hasan Piker is in this video.
All of these things.
I've never want to sue someone for defamation, but like, at what point? Like, at what point do you kind of fucking have to? I mean, this is like basically someone calling you a pedophile. Be like, yeah, you know, Ethan's a pedophile.
Dan Clancy or whatever, like the CEO of Twitch, and being
pedophile. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler. Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite. There are certain things you can accuse people of.
I think you can say stuff like this when they go out of their way not to moderate their site and then accidentally ban a ton of people from Israel from creating accounts for a full calendar year without anyone noticing.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter?
I think you can
Nick
say
Oreo.
stuff like that.
Mr. Oreo.
I think you can make jokes like that, and I think you can make claims that, like, Twitch fucking hates Jews. I think you can say stuff like that. I'm sorry. I think when you add the context as to why he's saying that in the clips that he's saying it in, yeah, I think it makes it much more reasonable. If you play these clips completely without context, then yeah, he sounds like a psychopath. Thank you for deciding what people are allowed to know, Ian. I really appreciate your ability to decide what we can, I guess, see in the video.
That rise above to make it like actionable, which is like wrongfully accusing someone of being a pedophile, a sex criminal, a murderer, shit like that. Dan Clancy now, in other words, he is a pedophile.
Like, I'm confused. I'm super confused
Mr.
here.
Oreo.
Why can't Dan Clancy sue if he feels like Ethan has like, what is a lawsuit? A lawsuit is when a court essentially decides the outcome of a situation. If Dan Clancy feels like these clips of Ethan require like a legal action, why is he not allowed to take that? Would he be viewed as the bad guy if he decided to sue Ethan? Or is it only bad when the guy who decides to sue goes out and sues people? Is this like, look guys, Ethan is such a hypocrite. He said all this defamatory stuff about all these other people. Okay, well, when are they planning on suing him? Are you telling me that the CEO of Twitch doesn't have the money to defend himself? I thought this was like rich guy abusing power. Why can't the CEO of Twitch sue Ethan if he feels like he has been like defamed in some way?
You have so much less to go off of saying that
Oh
than
no,
anybody
I'm
has
just saying
about
based
Dream.
on his looks. Just based on his
Well,
looks.
at least you're self-aware.
That's 100% a joke. I have no evidence to conclude that he is.
But you played a clip of him saying that it was a joke after using the clip 16 times throughout the video without mentioning that fact, and then that's supposed to be the punchline that makes us think that he's a bad guy.
One of the more notable legal threats that Ethan has sent out recently is against Noah Samsen.
I have nothing but
Totally fucking piece of shit, by the way.
vibes to gain, and potentially your money as well. Don't worry if you don't have it all now. I'll garnish your wages. You're going to be living with your parents.
Yeah, I have no problem with any of this flexing. If he loses the lawsuit, then so be it. If he has to pay Noah's legal fees, then so be it. I think Noah deserves to sweat.
For a lot longer, buddy. 26, you know what I mean? Try 46.
Noah made a video that was critical of Ethan and other content.
Noah made a video where he just said that everybody here is like assisting fucking Israel with their ongoing genocide of Palestine and used a bunch of influencer names to boost the recognition of it.
Creators when they're talking about Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast.
Wait, does he not show Noah's thumbnail? Like, is that, he just leaves that part out? Like, yeah, the title and thumbnail of the video is kind of an interesting thing to avoid if you're going to avow it.
About Israel and Palestine. I mean, the way he's talking about Noah on his podcast is so fucking creepy and weird.
It's creepy.
Is this a new thing?
This is a new thing. This happened during the show. Upon initial examination, it seems to check out, and it's not great for young Noah.
Can I say that? Don't say it yet.
I'll say it.
So he's a rape. So of course his standard. I don't know what he's accused of, so I'm not actually going to say. But
Ethan brought on a former partner of Noah to basically just
Ian
shit
really
talk
put
him
all of his chips on red when should have put it on black.
True.
and say that he's a bad partner. But that's all that Ethan was able to extract out of it.
you are not accusing him of committing any crimes or doing R-word or anything like that. The accusation
Thank God he was explicit about it. What an asshole.
is that he's a sleaze.
Absolutely. Noah
Yeah.
Samsen, as far as I know, is not a rapist.
Fuck you to Noah Samsen, who's not just a liar and a scumbag, but
Wait, I'm so confused. So are you saying that it's unhinged to platform something like this when a guy is saying that you're like aiding an ongoing genocide in the Middle East? Like, are you saying that this is not like an appropriate reaction, I guess, to place this on the stream and then tell everybody, hey, by the way, there's no crime being committed here?
also a creep, allegedly.
I'm sorry, dude. If somebody did that shit to me, like in a meaningful way, and I felt like I needed to respond to it, at that point, like, I don't know if this is off limits, dude. I don't know. Maybe.
Now let's talk about the left.
It's cringe, maybe, I guess. Sure.
Left-leaning Democrat.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
The thing that made me start to question Ethan's intentions is that when he was suggested to talk to Sam Seder, a fellow
Approved Jew, Sam Seder, he'll tell you why Israel's bad.
progressive, a guy that Ethan respects and looks up to.
He works with Sam Seder at the Majority Report. I respect him and what they do there.
He kept saying that it was racist or anti-Semitic to suggest
You must talk to the approved Jew, Sam Seder.
that he talked to someone who's within the same ethnic group as him.
That's why I said yesterday, like, I urge Ethan to
Approved Sam definitely said something that it sounded like the N-word, Seder.
talk to Sam Seder. There are very thoughtful, very kind anti-Zionist Jews out there that he could talk to.
And it was, yeah, this is a literal condescending statement being like paraded around as in like a kind gesture from Hasan's heart.
I don't think that I will be able to reach him.
What's the insinuation that I only listen to other Jewish people? You need to talk to
Yeah, that is a totally reasonable expectation from that snarky comment Hasan made.
my pre-approved
I'm being yas-lighted right now.
list of Jews that like agree with me on everything. You know, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, dude. It doesn't matter if they're fucking Jewish.
I think most Jews.
I don't think Jews at large
Oh, you don't agree on affirmative action? You have to go talk to SeanDaBlack.
view it. I don't think that is the.
What in what position are you to even say that?
If it's not
Oh yeah, SeanDaBlack? Well, I'm going to put you on with some black guy, and you guys are going to have a debate.
motivated by myself. It's motivated by Jews against anti-Zionist
No,
Jews.
seriously, how can you speak for my entire ethnic group? I find that really interesting.
Ethan, I don't know what to fucking tell you. This is like step one.
His name's just Sean. No, it's not.
Of having a
That's not his name.
leftist
He chose that name. I didn't do anything wrong.
ideology is recognizing our race, religion.
That's their real names. No, there is a person named SeanDaBlack, and there is a person named some black guy. Okay, those are two YouTubers who have chosen those monikers. You know, like
nationality, all this shit, all shape our experiences as people.
That's the reason why it'd be better served to have this conversation not with myself, but with an anti-Zionist Jewish person.
Why does it matter if they're Jewish?
Because I'm not Jewish, and you've said in this conversation that, like, how can you tell me how to feel about the situation?
Yeah, but how is one person a representative of Jews at large? I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
So yes, Ethan, on occasion you might be suggested to talk to someone who has some crossover with you. It doesn't have to be your ethnicity. It could possibly be someone who shares.
So then why didn't Hasan give like another suggestion? Maybe, I guess. Why is it always Sam Seder?
Shares progressive ideology with you. It could possibly be someone who is of your same gender. I think Ethan understands this concept very well. He listened to these women on his show when they told him that he shouldn't be calling women bitches.
This bitch is intolerable. You are such a nasty fucking bitch, Ken.
By the way, those are perfect words to describe both Denims, Frogan. We even throw Hasan in there. Yeah, Hasan too.
I don't know if you can call her
Was the first half this bad? Yes.
a bitch though.
She is a bitch. She's a
What do you-
fucking bitch.
okay,
You're right. I
I'm
call her a
curious-
see you next Tuesday.
Listen, you have
I'm curious, what do Lena and Sam think about it?
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like that it's for the girlies, Ethan. But I
So
agree.
you guys all seem to be in consensus that
We
it's in
are.
poor form. I think to respect the women
Unfortunately, the women are wrong, okay?
here in the room, I'm going to have to pass on saying that.
The women in the room clearly have never met Denims.
The infantilization of Ethan Klein is fucking nauseating. He's not a child. He is absolutely capable of looking into Hasan, learning about his politics, interviewing, doing loads of things to figure out where he stands.
He presents himself as someone like me, a left-leaning Democrat who supports basic things.
And for the first time, I noticed an inordinate
Nicholas!
amount
No, thank you.
of radical, hardcore leftists. I mean, I thought we were social democrats.
You're right. Calling women bitches is wrong, iDubbbz. Now, why don't you explain how you guys didn't have any money left over for charity at the end of Creator
Can I say
Clash
something to
2?
you, Nick? I really like you.
Dude, I can't wait for that to get relitigated, bro. I feel like Ethan's going to do a whole podcast on it. That's my guess. Coming away from this feeling betrayed, I feel like he's going to do a whole charity investigation, which I cannot wait to watch.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my
This is
man.
a Taylor Lorenz puff piece in video form. It really, dude, I feel it too, yeah.
Not
Ethan only got through 11 minutes today. Yo!
whatever this was.
We're on New Frontiers, chat.
Comment from Hasan really started to sound some alarms in my head. I was already getting uncomfortable with our partnership. I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
You made how many episodes with Hasan? Like, this guy made a fucking program with the biggest mega leftist on the platform. Now he's acting like he was tricked and he was in.
This feels like totally Reddit, dude. Like, you were actually on a podcast with the biggest mega leftist on the platform. You're telling me right now that you didn't know that he... Oh, God.
Capable of figuring out what this guy's beliefs were. Bro, I didn't make the fucking leftist program. You did. You made fucking, what, 60 some odd episodes of this shit? For hours talking to...
Isn't your whole argument that, like, Ethan's fucking retarded and doesn't understand politics? And now you're like, why didn't you understand these politics, idiot?
This guy, you didn't have a problem with any of it until, Ethan talks about being aware of Hasan's 9/11 comments and then sort of leaves it at that. Like it was just a joke. Actually, I think Ethan describes them as edgy moments or jokes.
You might remember him from such classics as...
America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
Now, to be clear, I knew about all these edgy and controversial jokes at the time we made the show together, because who am I to judge?
No, Ethan, those aren't jokes, right? When someone makes a controversial statement like that, that's not them trying to be funny. I can understand why you would conflate the two. That is someone who is...
This is an insane hill to die on in the video.
Nicholas!
Holy
the goat.
shit. There goes
Thank you for the
every
$5,
normie who's not like an avid Hasan viewer. Like a Hasan fucking content fucking conformer.
Extremely
what an insane hill to die on.
Frustrated and passionate about a particular topic. In this case, American imperialism and terrorism.
I'm hearing Ian describe the fucking American imperialist talking point from the clip of Hasan like 7 years ago right now in 2025. And all I can think about is how awesome this is that this exists. Holy shit, dude, this is gonna make my fucking year. This is so fucking... Dude, how do we get a better controversy than this? Somebody at the beginning of this year said, hey, Nick, all these fucking YouTubers are gonna stop fighting after a crazy 2024 drama year. Was it Alex? Alex Gekmo. Where were you when you said that this year was gonna suck and there'd be nothing to cover? I just want to know. I'm curious. I'm curious as we do the stream. Random chatter, Alex Gekmo.
You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hasan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are.
Wait, why? Why rewind? Why rewind?
Imperialism and terrorism. You could have looked into that. You could have talked to Hasan a little bit more and found out what his international politics opinions are. But you wouldn't even need to do that. You can look at it online. You're not a victim. You weren't tricked. You made 60 some odd episodes.
Yeah, I thought he talked about that with him.
If
Nicholas,
you didn't...
the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Want to go down this route, you shouldn't have done it. But that was your fucking choice. You did it. You are an adult. When Ethan
and now he's fucking rectifying that. He made this decision because he's an adult, and now, goddammit, he's going to fix it.
Ela are watching Matt Lieb saying that one state doesn't represent all Jews. They cannot wrap their heads around the idea.
No single person represents all Jews.
I'm just telling you how Jewish people around the world interpret that phrase.
No single person represents all Jews, as no single state represents all Jews.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
So wait, Hasan saying that, and Ian's complaints that he was friends with Ethan, but doesn't think saying that we deserve 9/11. Wait, is bad? This hurts. Well, I mean, I'm telling you right now, the whole he's right in the sense that like. The America Deserved 9/11 clip is him talking about how American foreign policy decisions were what... Like, that's... Like, he's right when he's saying that that's what Hasan's position is. I just think that every normie has checked out of the conversation the minute you start trying to explain it.
Another weird thing.
Oh my God.
Israel... This is a lie that I see Hasan and people pander. They say that
again,
Israel's going to war.
I agree with Ian. I fully agree with Ian that Hasan was not joking in that clip because Hasan was raging. It is so obvious in that clip that he is mad at Dan Crenshaw, Congressman Dan Crenshaw. So he's like, fuck it, dude. I'll say it. Like, that wasn't a hee-hee-ha-ha joking moment. That was a comment of aggression aimed at somebody that he was bothered with.
On behalf of Judaism. They have never... I don't believe that
someone who served, right? Dan Crenshaw served, right? Is that true? Didn't he serve?
Ever been stated. And I don't think Israel ever explains that it's like
Yeah, he's saying that America deserved 9/11 to like a fucking a military person who has served.
I think Israel has.
Yeah, that's how he lost his eye. Wasn't he also making jokes about how Dan Crenshaw lost his eye too? If you go back, like, nobody ever talks about that part. But didn't he start talking about like making jokes at like the guy losing his eye? Yeah.
It's a place where Jews can go.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
So yeah, I agree with Ian that this was like absolutely not a joke. This was a statement that he made in anger towards like a fucking person who served this country.
Oh.
Israel's just a place Jews can go? With that slogan, we might actually have peace. You know, if that's all you're defining Israel as.
I like how he's using we here, the official white savior, the skinhead savior of the fucking Palestinian people, dude. We.
The place where Jews can go.
Israel's just a place Jews can go? With that slogan, we might actually have peace. You know, if that's all you're defining Israel.
Who the fuck is we, dude?
As.
Oh yeah, your wife who's like 150,000% fucking Lebanese or some shit. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. His wife is like 1/4000% fucking something.
It's a place Jews can go. Like, sure.
And he's an extension of his wife. That's why he sucks now.
Sounds like America to me. Like, all right.
I don't think that Israel said they represent all Jews. I don't think that's a stance. We're like, hey, we, you know,
Thank you for the
displacing
$5,
Palestinians is all Jewish people.
Ethan is being so disingenuous here to suggest that he doesn't understand what Matt Lieb is saying.
Wait,
like it's a
bro,
like
you've been doing this the entire video. Please save me this fucking slop, dude. You're being so disingenuous. It's like, okay, you're going out of your way to misinterpret shit that he's saying and removing the context so the audience doesn't know either.
Nicholas.
Like, how are you at any fucking... How do you have any leg to stand on?
Making a semantic argument. Like, I don't think...
Who do you think is the worst bread tuber? Any recovering commentary guy who tries to do it is worse than the established ones.
Israel has said...
And the established ones are bad.
That it represents...
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you.
And every last Jew on the planet. I don't think Israel has claimed that. They're not going to say that their most genocidal behavior represents anything to do with them, okay? But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together, so when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense.
Wait, isn't that how you guys use the word Zionist? So you could be like blatantly and openly anti-Semitic without actually saying it? Isn't that like the whole argument as to why Hasan and all of his friends are anti-Jew? Didn't you just explain it to me?
But what they are going to do is they're going to inexplicably link Israel and Jewishness together, so when they're being criticized, all of a sudden they have the perfect defense.
Yeah, you guys do that all the time. Why are you calling out Ethan for it?
Oh, another thing I need to mention.
He just made it. He made Ethan's argument. That's what the problem is.
There was a tier list. It was called the Who Can Say Habibi tier list.
Oh God.
It was presented at Twitch.
That's literally what you guys do to him, and you're like, okay. That's literal gaslighting.
On as like a panel that was just meant to be lighthearted and fun. And Ethan Klein saw that, and he decided that it was anti-Semitic.
Tier list them, and we're going to need your help to discuss and figure out who can say Habibi and who can't.
And also, we have tiers. We have
This is a Twitch-sanctioned event. That's so crazy.
Arab coded. They ask permission to say Habibi. You know, like you got like a white guy's like, can I say it? Is it a slur? And then love Sabra, which is they're not Arab coded at all.
Now, when I first saw this tier list, I immediately knew what it was doing. I was like, oh, it's a play.
No, I am not. Why would so many people be Googling that?
On the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted, Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is...
You would know. You are the expert.
It is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like, that is a word that's used. Habibi. It means my love. Oh no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi. You're my Habibi, I'm your Habibi.
Yeah, that's how black people use that word. I mean... We can't use it like that, but in a way, I can kind of see the comparison.
So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it. Because it's not like they have massive representation on the platform.
Making a tier list based on race. And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew. He's Arab, which is good. That's the best thing you can be on.
He's explaining this whole part, except for the whole love Sabra part is clearly Jew. So it's like, yeah, it's who has the N-word pass. But like the bottom is Jew.
That's the best.
During like the Palestinian conflict with like Israel.
This is racist.
I will say that conveying information through a tier list is not the most effective thing.
It was pretty effective. I think everyone got what they were going for. I think they got it a little too much, actually. Drew a little too attention, got a little too hot for them.
But Ethan should understand this principle. He did a white slurs tier list with Hasan.
Cracker.
I mean, you know what my take is.
We can't put this as an F. Cracker. I mean, that's got to be at least a D, right?
Pale face mother.
Yeah, but if you make the, how would you even connect these two? Well, this is just like a slur tier list. I don't know if it would be. This would be like, how do I say this in a way that won't get me canceled too? All right. This is like if Hasan and Ethan. Okay, I really have to think this one through. I don't know. Oh, God. If they did like a food seasoning tier list and like the top tier was due to the system unjustly
What's the name of
overrepresent
the Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo.
This is all right, here, I
Mr.
got it.
Oreo.
All right, a food seasoning tier list where the top tier is called due to things outside of their control, they are constantly overrepresented in America's prison system. Okay? And then the bottom tier is white guy.
Motherfucker.
Pale face. I mean, again, I think that's an F. Hog.
So Hog is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Him and Hasan.
No, I said it the way they said it. It's okay. I'm not in trouble. That's the way they say it, all right?
Feel as though they're white guys, so they felt very comfortable talking about white slurs on their tier list.
I think I'm more white than you. What do you think?
I think I'm white. Like, I'm super white.
Can you understand why Arabs might feel comfortable talking about Arab shit on their tier list, Ethan? You're the white guy. You think you're more white than Hasan.
I think I'm more white than you.
So, yeah, the white guy can say all the things that he wants, like cracker. But the Arabs can't have their tier list.
I would put him also in Arab. I know Turkish people are different.
Notice how they dropped the premise almost immediately that it's about who can say Habibi. And then it's like Hasan, okay, actually he's Arab. We fucking love him. He's dope. He's Arab.
Habibi is an Arabic word. That is an Arabic word, Ethan.
Is Hasan? I thought Hasan was a Turk. I guess he's part Arab.
Funny about this whole
yeah,
thing is that they say Habibi in Israel. Again, people underestimate just how like mixed Israeli culture is. Like
we say Habibi in Israel.
No, he's not. Wait, he's barely?
Israel. Yes, Ethan. Another piece of evidence.
Arab is not Turk? I thought he was like a percentage. Okay, I don't know, dude. Well, yeah, if he's half white and half Turk, then he's probably 0%. I don't know, dude. I don't know this guy's fucking Ancestry 21 shit, dude.
As to why it isn't anti-Semitic.
This is racist!
If you're not Arab or understand Arab culture at all, which is a lot of Americans.
Nicholas!
And
actually, I'm amending my previous one. I'm amending my previous one to it's a spice tier list going over who makes the best spiced food, and then it's or the most often spiced food, and it's disproportionately incarcerated due to bias. That will be the top tier. Okay, I've amended my position due to bias.
Ethan Klein presents you this tier list and calls it anti-Semitic. You're just gonna eat it up. It's not. Ethan is just proving his location on this tier list under Love Sabra because he doesn't understand Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat Sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat Sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in
due to systemic oppression. Yeah, that one. Disproportionately prosecuted due to systemic oppression. There it is. That's our tier list. Banger. There we go. Clip it and ship it.
Store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American, they're gonna go in the store and the only option they have is fucking Sabra, and that sucks that's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are not widespread across.
I feel you have to be retarded to make this argument. Like, you either have to be extremely bad faith or like mentally retarded to not understand what
I
that
just
tier
saw
list was.
The U.S. So what are they left
Nicholas
with?
DeOrio.
They're left
Keffels
with
appreciated
a
the
common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is Sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad Sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody wants to prefer Sabra.
Yeah, because that wasn't the reason why. Wait, why? What's going on, dude? What the fuck is this video?
Sabra over homemade like restaurant quality
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it wasn't about Sabra hummus. You're 100% right, man.
hummus. You know, it's what's there.
Like weirdly fluffy.
It is
Sabra.
fluffy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would buy it sometimes and eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is with Sabra, in my opinion, it's only good for the first 2 days.
Who the fuck wrote this?
For some reason, like when you eat this Sabra shit, it just feels so much heavier. And imagine eating a whole fucking vat of Sabra. That's crazy.
Yeah. I've never liked hummus.
Oh, okay.
Well, you hate Jews then.
I don't.
And Arabs.
Yeah.
This is racist.
Yeah, it's almost like you can have a discussion about Sabra hummus being a bad hummus without it being at all related to a Jewish thing or an Israeli thing. He can have that discussion.
The guy goes, "Oh, he's Arab. He's on the..." Okay, dude. Are we just gonna call out the fact that like they literally call Ethan a Zionist when he pops up on the tier list and they put him in the Sabra tier? Like, you just have to remove all the context, and Ethan looks outrageously absurd here.
As much as he wants on his podcast, because we all know his intentions aren't anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
Uh-huh.
The Zionism.
Wait, hold on. Are we trying to say that that was intentional? Like,
because we all know his intentions
What?
aren't anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
Uh-huh.
What are you trying to imply with that clip?
Zionism is leading to not accepting other cultures.
What the fuck was that, dude?
Embracing their own culture and instead thinking that
it's called a joke. Where is the joke?
That is an attack.
There hasn't been a joke in this whole video. The funniest part of this video is that he took off this fucking outfit. This is where is the joke?
On you. There's this incident on the podcast where they were reacting to...
Oh my god, we're looping back around in the last 6 minutes. We have to talk about how Cutie Cinderella is the biggest victim on planet Earth, dude. Blur her out. We don't want to see what Ethan's doing under that fucking desk, dude.
Cutie Cinderella.
Holy shit, we're looping back around to make this retarded argument
goat.
for the
Thank you for the
5
$5,
millionth time,
my
the
man.
staple of every bad Ethan video.
And Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella,
which he has since revoked, by the way, base.
and it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle, and Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public
Nicholas,
apology,
the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
He got an A+ rating and he's walked it back. That's crazy.
this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know, he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score, a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally.
I feel like something happens to you when you become like a fucking terrible YouTuber and you just can't cue jokes anymore. Like, it just doesn't rationalize in your brain.
I just saw Keffel's tweet on
Really 10.
Like,
DeOrio.
obvious like kooky satire or like calm banter.
10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a
Right.
good apology. I'm the best at it.
Can I say something to you, Nick? I really like you.
Thank you. Why?
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in this PowerPoint? Dude, I got a perfect 10 out of 10.
This one is actually best apology, so.
Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my God.
I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video. Like, could I do something that would really wake Ethan up? And I don't know if this came from a good place.
All right, guys, we've got a skit now. A skit is coming. I can
or
smell
not,
it.
but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit Psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, you know.
This is so fucking cringe. I fucking flew to meet somebody to ask them to change
Nicholas,
his grade.
The goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
This is, dude, I don't use like the woke and DEI shit. This is DEI Tana Mojo content cop. Instead of flying to go meet Tana,
the goat. Thank you for the $5.
this is literally DEI Tana Mojo content cop. Instead of flying out there or whatever to say the N-word, he flew out there to ask somebody to change the grade. That is so fucking pathetic. Say B+. Like put his arm around him. Like that would actually be funny if he did that. But
A to a B at least. So I went to visit psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score, 10. I said, hey, Lud, no wig drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person now that you've inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation?
Okay, iDubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or
is he not going to change the grade?
If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me,
Hold on, pause. Grizzly, you fucking monster. That was a crazy dono, thank you. But wait, hold on.
Prior or future behavior.
He did all this. He flew out to meet this guy, and he didn't give him what he wanted.
If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize, and I will be there to evaluate that apology when it.
Dude, he literally went out there to get this guy to change the apology, and the guy literally just said no. How did you lose in your own fucking video? This guy got completely mogged by the fucking apology grade guy, and he's just like, here, this is my L. Please don't make fun of me with it. What a fucking loser, dude. Holy shit. I cannot believe that this guy's content inspired everything that has come after. Like, every commentary YouTuber started watching this fucking guy. Not the review grader guy.
The goat.
But like,
thank you for the $5,
every single commentary YouTuber at one point or another watched Content Cop, and like, that is like a deciding factor of the trajectory of their channels. What a fucking loser, dude.
When it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade,
the guy
but that's okay
orbiter,
because it's the internet.
Mr.
Anyone
Oreo.
can have their own official apology rating system. So I'm going to rate Ethan's apology a B-. That's just
dude, this is so pathetic, bro. Are you fucking
based
kidding
on my own
me?
feelings and my own
Are you fucking
rubric.
kidding me?
When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to hear that shit because
I rate your wife a 2 out of 10. I don't. Okay, that's not. Sorry, that's old Nick peeking through. That's old Nick. I can use my own grading system. I rate your tattoos a -5 out of 10.
I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying? He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair. I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops that I think should have been and probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. Ethan deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid. But I also think, at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is in a situation that's making...
So we're just never going to talk about the CPS thing? The CPS thing just never happened? That's just not going to come up in here at all. My brain is like fucking... my brain is destroyed right now. I don't even know where I am. I am so fucking confused. In my wildest dreams, I didn't think that iDubbbz was this bad at making videos. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive, and I'm sure other features and feelings.
It sounds like he agrees with it. Like, this is just fucking crazy.
things. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him, because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it.
Oh my god, this is so fucking... Dude. This is like... You've joined the ranked... Actually, hold on, wait. I don't want to say this when her face is on the screen. You have joined the ranked of the raped. Holy fuck, dude. This is embarrassing.
Because I think he deserves it.
I just wanted to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd.
Dude, I can't believe they got this guy on film without threatening to bash Destiny's skull in with a brick or something. I'm actually shocked, dude. Holy fuck. Dude, they got this guy to film something that didn't have to do with killing somebody or like a race thing.
And step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan.
Dude, how did they convince him to record something that didn't involve a call to violence?
Klein, I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best.
I think you're at your best when you're platforming bad empanada and showing everybody what a putrid piece of shit you are. That is Nick Lieb, right? Oh, Matt Lieb? That's Matt Lieb? Oh, yeah, Matt Lieb, yeah.
So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports figure that I used to watch.
You're so fucking stupid you couldn't just speak for your mind for this segment. You had to read a letter. You have a 3-second cameo. This is why you will never be successful outside of your friends. This is why you're literally a perpetual 600 viewer streamer while all of your peers are growing at a more higher rate, even if they're also just Hasan orbiters. You are fucking horrible at making content.
Is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports figure that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
Why does she like have her face painted like an anime girl?
I think Ethan Klein rocks a buzz cut pretty good, and I think...
Did they get him to grow back the pedo stash just for this video? I swear to God, he doesn't have this mustache anymore.
He's got a good choice of facial hair. I think it's really cool.
Is this isn't his mustache right now, is it?
What he did 8 years ago, fighting that frivolous lawsuit, that was pretty fucked up. And fighting it, you know, he changed.
No, he still has it. It doesn't look the same in the newer videos. This looks like a Noah Samsen video from like 6 months ago.
Fighting that frivolous lawsuit, that was pretty fucked up. And fighting it, you know, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like, he was fighting for free speech.
God, his mustache looks like it's gonna sound an Amber Alert on his cell phone.
For the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like, he was fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Eli.
What the fuck is this? Why is he crying? Why is he crying in his video? What is happening? Wait, why is he crying? Dude, this isn't a therapy session. Why is he crying to the YouTube review man? What's happening? Wait, is this posted in full somewhere? Can I watch this?
Fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of...
I'm sorry, I can't have a donation on the screen while this is going. Wait, hold on, let it go.
I thought it was like, he was fighting for free speech.
You know, I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Eli. Like, fuck, like, it's really hard to be, a couple online.
Dude. Dude, your wife sucks, fucked up a charity event, is the most egotistical, stupid bitch I've ever seen on the platform, okay? Constantly a fucking asshole to everybody on fucking social media, constantly doing the cry for me bullshit, compared her fucking situation to Etika. Okay, there's 100 reasons why people hate your fucking wife. Ila served in the IDF, in a required fashion and is called a terrorist by the people you brought in your video. You are not the same, asshole. Stop making everything you. You are making every situation a feel bad for me. People didn't like my wife's OnlyFans fucking 4 years ago. Bullshit. Fuck. I can't stand it, dude. Holy fuck.
See people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to...
You see yourself in every controversy, but you're wrong. They're not.
Their defense, that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse.
You are helping people do to them what was done to you. You are assisting people in harming those, like your former friends that you tried to walk back, the way you claim to have been harmed.
For them.
And I have been kind of slipping into a very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up, a feeling of almost infallibility that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Wait, that's so true. He couldn't get Hasan to say one nice thing about Ethan? Wait, why was Hasan not in the segment? And where was Mike from Pennsylvania?
And not really processing them in
oh my God.
a healthy way.
What the fuck was that? Dude, top 3 pitches, Mark Cuban is... Yes! Okay, we're not watching Shark Tank.
I think a lot.
Holy shit. Dude, what the fuck was that? Dude, I need to say this. Thank you. Ian, listen, I didn't know what I was going to do after reading a fucking 750-page I'm Alex Google Doc, okay? I didn't know what I was going to do next, okay? Thank you so much for supplying me with another month of content. Holy fuck, dude. We just keep the train going. I need these people to keep self-immolating, all right? He literally free Palestine. He literally just self-immolated for us. Thank you, Ian, so much, dude. You knew Godzilla fucking limited edition was going on sale yesterday, okay? You knew that the new Stern pinball machine was coming out, and you did this for me. I know it, okay? Thank you. Holy shit, dude. Wow. That was awful. So this had HasanAbi, Denims, SeanDaBlack, Frogan, I don't know who Kirk Honda is, Noah Samsen, and Matt Lieb, dude. Wow. Dude, Ian, I want to see his brown tongue. Do you see his brown tongue anywhere from the way he's been sucking off the shit from Hasan's asshole? Holy shit, dude.